Dudes.
Represents a clear and present danger to the national security of the United States.
You have no idea what men are.
Hello, and welcome back to Clear and Present Dudes, the podcast that is not a hero. It's a drifter with nothing to lose. Now, you kill that girl and you put me in a frame, and I mean to beat you to death and drink your blood from a boot. I am Mike Tavard. I'm joined here by Rory James O'Toole.
Hello.
And Sanya Björkson.
Hello.
And today we are delving into part one of our two-part Jack Reacharound.
Just three guys jacking off together, man. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing.
Talking about of course, about Jack Reacher, the Lee Childs character, of 30-odd books, and also immortalized in 2 Tom Cruise films, and so far 3 seasons of Amazon TV with Alan Ritchson, soon to be a 4th season. So this first part, we're going to talk about the 2 Tom Cruise movies. That is 2012's Jack Reacher and 2016's Jack Reacher Never Go Back.
I love it. They just put that bit of spin on the a bit of top spin. Never go back.
Never go back.
It's not enough to simply read the title. You've just got to throw in the italics after the colon. You know.
Yeah, exactly. That's what they did. That's what they did when they made it. So I think to begin with, there's an elephant in the room, isn't there?
Yeah.
Which is Tom Cruise's itty bitty, and Jack Reacher's a very big guy. And that pissed a lot of people off. 2012, and I tell you what, if you talk to your dad who's read all these books, he will say the same. Yeah, that's the hot dad take. Let's just get that out there. Let's aerate that particular.
Absolutely. I mean, as a guy who is the same height as Tom Cruise's press height, because I'm still because I'm still not sure that Tom Cruise is actually 5'7". Why was he cast?
Yeah. Well, he's probably cast because he probably produced it, mate.
He probably did, yeah. And I mean, did they have any like gigantic actors who were active at the time of the same kind of acting level as him? Probably not. They might have had to gone to the WWE to get fucking Kane or something to play, but that would have sucked.
Yeah.
The Undertaker is the Undertaker, as you've never seen him before, is Jack Reacher. He just turns up in a hearse with fucking Paul Bearer backing him up. Good
yeah, I
God.
just want to confirm that was correct, that Tom Cruise and Paula Wagner, among others, did produce this film. So, yeah.
Another
Tom
Cruise
Cruise
Wagner
was like,
joint.
yeah, he's like taking a little break from Mission, wants to do something different, not too different, and wants to get Christopher McQuarrie and him to make a movie together and start that great partnership. So yeah, that's how that started, I think. For people who don't know, right? So Jack Reacher is a character in 30-odd books by a guy called Lee Childs, a British man who married an American and lives in America. Lee Childs Reacher is a former US Army military police investigator. He is usually described as enormous, is roughly 6'5" and 250 pounds. So picture like a gorilla in a white t-shirt and blue jeans.
He's a fucking space marine.
Yeah, physically intimidating, hyper-observant, socially detached, and almost completely possessionless. He travels by bus, he buys cheap clothes, he throws them away rather than doing laundry, he drinks coffee, notices tiny inconsistencies, and applies a very personal code of justice, which is not the military code of justice.
So basically, he's everything that Tom Cruise isn't.
He's...
Tom Cruise is like 3'5", and in a cult.
In a cult. He's like a low-level cult member hobbit that he have to vanquish in like the tutorial of an RPG.
Wow.
Major Reacher, more like minor Reacher.
Coming in hot.
Sir, would you like me to describe it to you, or would you like me to find you a box?
All right, just doing lines from Lord of the Rings now.
Please, team, can somebody lift me up so I can go search the drugs inside the big army truck?
Yeah. Okay. So we've started with a certain mindset here. I was hoping to head off at the pass.
Yeah. I feel like I'm kind of turning traitor against my fellow short kings here, but it's every
I
man.
expected
for his
better from
fucking
you,
self.
Rory, if I'm honest with you. If anyone should understand.
He should just accept his real height. Be 5'5". It's fucking fine. You know, I don't lie about my fucking height. I'm a little dude.
You just dropped 2 inches from Cruise there.
Well, yeah, because come on, man.
Because you simply don't believe he has them, or is it because you want to be a little bit taller than Tom Cruise?
I'm already taller than Vladimir Putin, so to be honest, don't care. You know.
There you go. Right, yeah, you've already won.
Yeah, I've already won, man. Now I'm just going for the high score. No, it's just. It's just because I see a lot of discourse about Tom Cruise being 5'7" in lifts.
Right. Okay.
And does it get shorter on stairs?
So there is a case against Tom Cruise for playing Jack Reacher, as we've established. Yes, he's not as tall as Reacher, the character, is described. You could argue that he's not as physically intimidating, and I think the debate here is whether it really, really matters. So, let's say if we were to take this in a different direction and say, okay, what about the casting of like a black actor as James Bond, for example? That puts you in a slightly different situation, isn't it? It's the same kind of thing with Reacher here, in that Reacher's physical traits are like inherent to his character, in a way that, like, we'll talk about it in part 2 a lot more, I think. But like Alan Ritchson, for example, I think is probably closer to Reacher's physical build, and I think that makes a big part in how he's perceived by other people in the stories that he's in.
Yeah.
And I think that isn't achieved with Tom Cruise in certainly the first Reacher film. The second Reacher film doesn't even really feel like a Reacher film, does it? But like that first Reacher movie, there's that bit, for example, we're going to talk about it in due course anyway. There's the bit where he's in the bar and those 5 guys start a fight with him. And because he's sat down and he's itty bitty and those guys are all stood around him, it seems a bit like, oh yeah, they're all underestimating this one guy in the bar. Whereas if it's Alan Ritchson's Reacher, he's like, why are you picking a fight with a ginormous fridge full of concrete?
The guy who changed the air pressure in the room when he walked in.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Like it's a whole different like social situation, and it's a whole different bit of decision making that's happening. One is 5 of you picking a fight on a little guy, understandable. Like 5 of you trying to pick a fight with the human tank. Very bad HR decision. You know. So I just think there's a bit of that. So, but the reason I brought it up, right, is because I want to give Tom Cruise some praise for not being terrible in the role. Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is maybe controversial, all right, but I don't think he's like as bad as people make on. I think there's a lot about the role that I think he gets broadly right. Do I think the films are like amazing? No. Do I think the second film in particular is pretty bad? Yeah. Do I think that Tom Cruise is a bad actor? No. And do I think he understands the character? Yes. I think he's let down by his lack of physical size, and maybe his reach exceeded his grasp in some aspects. I mean, like there's bits I think he does well. If I'm going to challenge you to give me a bit of Tom Cruise's performance that he does well as Reacher, to try and bend your mind a bit.
Okay, Sanya, do you want to go first? First through the door. Hope you put your fucking plates in.
Well, I mean, I do buy the sort of detached guy bit in the second film, even though that's not all that great. But you have that whole, well, this is your daughter thing going on, and he's like, how did that happen? Not sure I'm buying that. What the hell do I do with this tiny human now that it is allegedly my problem? And he sort of does sell that. And he just fucks off again in the end.
Yeah. So this is something I think he does well, right? Because at the start of the first Reacher film, you have him like buying new clothes from a thrift store, and there's a little bit where he's like in a motel room, and there's a woman putting her clothes back on after having clearly spent the night, and it's like, oh, there's Jack Reacher. Oh, he's with a lady.
And he's with a lady.
But right, Jack Reacher doesn't really strike me as like a sexual being. He doesn't settle down with anybody. He doesn't seem to actually care about anybody. Alan Richardson plays this really well, I think, despite the fact right. Something annoys me about Jack Reacher in the TV shows and in the film is that they keep shoving him up to people, like now kiss, when he gives off like incredible asexual energy. And here's something that I think about Tom Cruise is that he's never had any good chemistry with a woman on screen ever. The closest he came to it was with Emily Blunt in Edge of Tomorrow. But honestly, terrible chemistry with every single woman he's ever been with, because I think fundamentally somewhere he is a bit asexual. And that's the part of Jack Reacher I think he sells really, really well, is that this guy is like right over there on the spectrum and really, really like asexual, I think, and aromantic. I mean, the other bit as well is like, you know, as you were talking about, all the sort of like detached, emotional, cold, clinical, constantly analysing situations, doesn't have an emotional response to anything, very unemotional when he's committing acts of violence. Like when he's fighting, he's not angrily fighting, he's just fighting dispassionately and yet still breaking people's limbs and stuff and not giving a fuck.
Yeah. I do kind of get him as more like, I have no interest in this. This is something I'm capable of doing. It's enjoyable on a fundamental level, but what's more enjoyable is solving fucking crimes by being large and fucking insightful. I do think that Tom Cruise in the films does show himself as being capable of great violence in his performances. And I know people dunk on with being a little guy, but he does play a little guy who can beat the brakes off you. He plays a little guy who's fighty, and he's believable to me in quite a lot of his action scenes. You probably didn't expect that to come out at me there, but he is believable in his action scenes. When he takes on those 5 guys, I think it's really cool to see when he has a later fight inside that really shitty, rickety old house, you know, and there's that brilliant fight, you know.
And those 2 idiots are trying to hit him.
And it's
they're beating each other up by accident and that kind of,
It's great, and there's obviously like big kind of comedy beats hitting it, but it's still some pretty shocking violence from it, and it's, you know, it's great action sequences. I do think he kind of gets the bluntness across. It's like another elephant in the room is, I mean, we haven't outright said it, but Alan Richardson portrays Jack Reacher as being incredibly fucking autistic, right?
Yeah.
Massively so. It's like, you're under arrest. No, I'm not. Walks away. That kind of thing. I haven't read the books. I don't know if Jack Reacher himself is written as autistic coded, if there's like clues in there to say that he's like mega on the spectrum or anything. 2012 and 2022 are very much different years when it comes to like the kind of visibility of autistic people and stuff.
Yeah.
And I think that Tom Cruise does show some of the very bluntness and like the trait of a strong belief in natural justice and, you know, being enraged at injustice, which a lot of people on the spectrum do tend to have, you know?
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely hammer that point home at the end of the first film. Speaking of, shall we just get into the 2 films?
There's this guy. He's the kind of cop. At least he used to be. He doesn't care about proof. He doesn't care about the law. He only cares about what's right. He knows what I did. You can't protect me. No one can.
You think I'm a hero? I am not a hero. And if you're smart, that scares you. Because I have nothing to lose. Remember, you wanted this. Really?
Okay, the first one is Jack Reacher from 2012, adapted from the novel One Shot by Lee Child, which is the ninth Jack Reacher novel. It was directed by Christopher McQuarrie and written by also Christopher McQuarrie. Stars Tom Cruise, Rosamund Pike, Richard Jenkins, David Oyelowo, Werner Herzog,
Yeah.
Jai Courtney, and Robert Duvall. Its reported budget was around $60 million and it grossed $218 million worldwide, and critically fairly well received as a solid thriller. And the general consensus at the time is that Cruise was pretty good, but is he Reacher? Which I suppose is the question we're all here to answer. A plot summary. A sniper kills 5 apparently random people in Pittsburgh. The police quickly arrest James Barr, an ex-army sniper with a history of getting away with murder. Barr refuses to confess and instead writes one instruction: get Jack Reacher. Reacher arrives not to save Barr, but to bury him. Not to praise him, but to bury him. He knows Barr from the... fucking Shakespeare. He knows Barr from the army and believes he is capable of the crime. But the case is too perfect. The evidence is too neat. Reacher teams up uneasily with defense attorney Helen Rodin and begins pulling apart a conspiracy involving a shadowy criminal figure known as the Zek. Well, that's basically what happens in the movie. So what it keeps from the one-shot book is quite a lot of stuff. So it keeps obviously the initial plot contrivance, the sniper attack, the 5 random people getting killed, the apparently obvious suspect in James Barr, the whole thing of getting Jack Reacher, all that stuff is still there. And Reacher solving what everyone else has decided is already solved, which is a recurring thing. There's an open and shut case, and Reacher comes in and fixes it. So it's a very Reacher-shaped premise, with Reacher kind of wandering into town. A bit like Reacher's a bit like it's a classical story, isn't it? He's like a Ronin coming to the random Japanese village, wandering samurai. He's like the gunslinger coming to the town under the boot heel of the guy who owns the mine. He's like the lawman kind of wandering into town sort of thing. He's Mary Poppins.
Kwai Chang Caine.
He's floating into that child's house. He's Nanny McPhee.
Yeah, it's like I've seen some parallels drawn between him and Kwai Chang Caine from the show Kung Fu.
Oh, yeah. Walk the earth and all that.
Except that Kwai Chang Caine just wants peace. And Jack Reacher just wants justice, you know?
Yeah, big one. So the thing about the Reacher books is that most of them, I don't think all of them are, but most of them are written in the first person. So you spend a lot of time inside Reacher's head. So the biggest change from the novel, in this case, which is one of the first person ones, and the film, is that obviously we are seeing scenes from the perspective of other characters. We are not in Reacher's head the entire time. So we get a lot of setup. We see all these other things that aren't in the book because Reacher's not there. So that's one of the big changes. The other one is that this obviously is called Jack Reacher and is setting its stall out to begin a franchise rather than calling it One Shot and naming it after the book, which is kind of an indication that there's a parallel world out there where we got like 5 Jack Reacher movies and they stopped doing Mission Impossible. But I don't know if that's the right one or the wrong one. I kind of would have liked somewhere in the middle. Like maybe we got like Rogue Nation and Fallout, and maybe we didn't get the last 2, and we got some more Jack Reacher. I don't know, but yeah.
And an additional Reacher couldn't have hurt. Like an additional film. Make it a trilogy. Make it a triptych of Reacharound. You know.
I think there's a case for that. I think so as we said, it starts with a sniper attack across one of the rivers in Pittsburgh in front of a sports stadium. They find the guy straight away. They capture a guy when he's getting questioned, asks for Jack Reacher, and then you get this brilliant sequence where like they're all arguing like, well, it's the district attorney played by Richard Jenkins and the lead investigator played by David Oyelowo, and they're talking about like this mythical feature because they've pulled up his file. It's like, he was some army guy. He was this amazing investigator. He lives off the grid now. No one's heard of him for 2 years. Who's this guy? And then like the secretary comes like, I've got a Mr. Jack Reacher waiting for you. And he's like, turns up. Yeah, I love all that. And they do it really, really well because they do the whole thing where they don't show his picture in the file. You can just see like his, from the neck down. So you see like all these decorations, but you don't see his head.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. And that's really enjoyable. The sort of conceit of the movie is that you think it's going to be a case of like, oh, get Jack Reacher because he could prove him innocent, but actually, which is what he's thinking. But you think it's because they're pals. So the guy who's been accused has been like beaten to within his life. He's in a coma, and everyone's like, he's your friend. He's your friend. Your friend James Barr is after you. Blah blah blah. He's like, he's not my fucking friend. This guy, I got him like banged to rights for like doing some murders in Iraq, and I'm here to make sure it sticks because it didn't stick last time because it was a big scandal and it all got blown up. So he ends up working with the defense attorney, weirdly, because the defense attorney just wants to make sure he gets off death row for some reason, gets a fair trial, and he's like, right, well, I think he agrees to go work with her just because he can get access to the rest of the case, and he wants to build a case against him. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah. So that's ongoing, but it turns out there is some dodgy stuff happening in the background, and it was a big setup. So of the 5 people who were murdered, one of them was the heir to a construction firm that a rival construction firm owned by Werner Herzog's Zek wanted to get destroyed. So they arranged to get her assassinated and pin it on this James Barr character. But it's not James Barr who did the murder. It's a different guy played by Jai Courtney. There we go, guys. That's the movie. But there are frills and spills along the way. There's lots of funny bits with Tom Cruise. And I don't know if you're going to catch this in casting or not, so I'm just going to say it now. The guy who plays Balefire in Once Upon a Time is in it and has to eat his own hands. Which is to say, now we've sort of said what the movie's about, tonally, like what did you make of this film? Probably 1 at the time, like when you first saw it, and then 2, now having seen a bunch of the Jack Reacher stuff, and maybe any interaction with the novels that you might have had.
So, I actually watched the Jack Reacher TV series before I watched the Reacher films. The Jack Reacher films never appeared really on my radar, so I only watched them a few weeks ago. At the time, I mean, I guess it's sad to say, but mass shootings at this point in time are something that's very much in the public kind of like zeitgeist when it comes to American culture, and it fucking sucks. But I think 2012, it's got the extra kind of gravitas of the Beltway Sniper that was only 10 years beforehand. And
this also came out around the same time as Sandy Hook as well.
Yeah.
Probably was saying. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's got a lot of kind of emotional weight, I think, the opening of the film. And later on, when you're seeing like an explanation of like how the days of the people who got killed went up to that point and stuff, it carries a significant amount of kind of emotional power with it, really. It's actually pretty fucking emotionally effective piece of storytelling. It brings you into the lives of the people who were, spoilers, just shot to cover up the assassination of one particular person. And it's fucking a harrowing choice for the film to take. Well, for the story to take. Obviously, it's continuing from the book. I was really impressed with how like emotionally effective it was, you know, compared to the Jack Reacher TV series. Kind of a different ball game, I think. Jack Reacher in the first 2 seasons, I've seen a lot of his motivation as like personal kind of retributive kind of justice to people who've like, because the first one's he's searching for the man who killed his brother, right?
Yeah, I don't want to go too deep inside the TV series because obviously we're going to cover that like next week. But yeah, there is a personal element to that first one.
Yeah.
And whilst it isn't chronologically now, after he's written so many of them, the chronological first Jack Reacher story.
Yeah.
That one is based off the first Jack Reacher novel that actually came out.
Right. Gotcha. Yeah. So yeah.
What was your take on Jack Reacher 2012?
Well, I used to originally be free of that he's too small, whatnot prejudice because I haven't read any of the books. So at the time, I just enjoyed it as some light action flick.
Yeah.
When I first watched it, in hindsight, the series has sort of altered my idea of who Jack Reacher is by quite a margin. Um, but I think, Rory, you're right when you talk about emotional impact, because I think in terms of Reacher being Reacher, the series feels more like almost like a comedy thing sometimes.
Yeah, some of the fighting is played for laughs, definitely
Yeah,
in the
and
series.
the film definitely do not have that.
The first film particularly has got a bit of a nihilistic streak. I think initially when you see you get the harrowing stories of all the victims, and then Reacher makes Helen Rodin speak to the families of the victims, and she has that
Yeah.
horrible sequence where she's talking to the father of like the young nanny who was
Yeah.
murdered, and then that gets pretty threatening pretty straight away.
Mm.
We have the sequence with Sandy, who is like the honey trap. That's meant to be like the sort of
Yeah.
inciting incident for him to get jumped by those 5 guys, except he
Yeah.
beats all 5 guys. But then he revisits her, and she's terrified.
Yeah.
And then it turns out she's being like physically abused by one of those guys.
Yeah.
And then you think, oh, okay, there's like a bit of like White Knight kind of vibe going on with Jack Reacher as a character, because he's coming to these situations and he's sorting everything out, and everything ends happily ever after, and
Yeah.
he's like a fucking superhero. Except he's not, because that girl gets like one punched and then suffocated by Jai Courtney later, and she dies. And it's like, oh fuck, that's pretty grim.
Yeah.
Because she was a character who was played a little bit for laughs, and then you get then you get like the sad, because he's obviously making all those jokes at her expense initially, and then he sees her again in the auto shop, and then there's the whole thing where, oh, actually she's getting beat up by this guy Jeb, and that's obviously horrible and sad.
Yeah.
And then it takes another turn darker when he goes like to Jeb's house and finds that Jeb's already booked out of town, and then Jai Courtney fucking clocks her in the face and kills her, and it's like, that's really horrible. And I think you don't get that kind of grimness again in the series.
Mm.
You don't get someone who is as innocent as she is
Yeah.
facing such horrible punishment again. In the movies, it doesn't happen again, and in the TV series, you don't see it at all. There's a slightly lighter, kind of frothier vibe. You see it once actually in season 3, but we'll talk about it next time. But they wear a badge, so it's different. Yeah. No, I mean that seriously. Like if you wear a badge, you've got skin in the game. But she's an innocent. She's just dragged into this.
Yeah, like they even kind of sets her up for like a different kind of ending, because she's got the whole becoming flirty with him. Ooh, we want to go out kind of thing. And it's like it almost sets her up for like, I'm going to have a happy life knowing that I've been validated by, everything's reset to a happy 0 with this intimidating guy. We've had a good laugh, and I've had a good flirt on with him. I think he's really nice. I'm going to walk off into the fucking sunset, man, happily. And then he even tells her to get out of town, doesn't he? Like, he tells her to get out of town. And
she obviously doesn't.
A lesser film would have had a, walk out of town. But this film, for some reason, it came out swinging for her, and I think it fits in with the destruction of innocent people theme that it sets its all out with really early doors.
Yeah, it's just really sad and pretty dark. And I think another thing that's successful about this film, which I think fits the tone at least of what I think Rich is going for, is that the bad guys are genuinely pretty grim and bad. Werner Herzog is inspired casting.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely fantastic. And I was trying to figure out, like, how did that come about? Like, who knew who to decide that? But it was just generally, like, an actual casting decision. Someone said, wouldn't it be great if we got Werner Herzog? And they were like, yeah, go for it. And he does it really, really well, doesn't he?
Yeah. He's legitimately very intimidating. He sells it really well.
I do think it's funny that everyone knows what the Zek means, so they can tell us, the audience. I felt stupid as fuck. Because like Rosamund Pike's like, Zek, that means prisoner, and I'm like, how do you know that? How do you know that? And then Reacher's like, Zek, prisoner, and I'm like, what the fuck? Does everyone know? Like a bit of Russian that I don't know.
It's because all of them watched the Russian remake of the Patrick McGowan TV series,
The Prisoner.
when he's being chased by gigantic beach balls of vodka.
I'm not a Zek. I'm a free man.
Yeah, fuck me, man.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
No, I think he's fantastic, and I think he's chilling.
Yeah.
And that whole sequence where it's obviously like implies, there must be scenes missing, but there's a whole thing where like you can't look him in the eye because once he's seen you, you're dead. Kind of backstory, which you have to infer from that guy, Bill Fire from Once Upon a Time, who fucks up because he tries to get those 5 guys to jump Reacher, and then that's why that goes awry because he underestimated Reacher and he has to pay the price for it, and he gets told like that whole backstory from the Zek about how when he was a prisoner in Siberia, he the first coat he wore in the first year he was there had a hole in the pocket, and it made his hand get frostbite, so he had to bite his fingers off before gangrene set in. And then the other hand, he cut the fingers off so that he could avoid working in the sulfur mines, and that's how he survived. And like, if you want to survive this, you're gonna have to bite your thumb off. And he's like, "You kidding me? You got a knife?" He's like, "Did I have a knife in Siberia?" So he's there like going, "Oh," and then they kill him. But that's chilling. Like, I mean, it gets a bit silly.
That's horrible. Yeah, it's like,
if it were happening to you, you wouldn't find it silly. You'd find it pretty horrible.
I would fucking hate it. I would despise it, man. I would give it a terrible review on Letterboxd. If I was actually that guy,
I would like to see the baby finger.
I would like to make the baby eat part of the baby. I would like to feed the baby to the baby.
I would like to see the finger.
Very good.
I have been holding back on that for 2 minutes.
There you go. I love it. Another thing that this film does, which is Reacher coded, is at the very end, after he's done the whole fight through the quarry, and we've got to talk about Robert Duvall in a minute, but when he's done that whole fight through the quarry, he decides just to kill the Zek rather than him face criminal justice. And nothing more is said about it, and Helen Rodin doesn't complain about it either. And they just kind of crack on, and that's very Reacher, I think. So obviously it's based.
In the book, he doesn't kill him though.
Interesting. Good to know. Tell me more.
I literally just got it from the book's summary because I haven't read it. But yeah, he does not kill the Zek. The Zek is the Zek is taken in. He's captured according to the Reacher wiki that I read.
Oh, okay. So
the book also does have a subplot that's present in the film with an investigative journalist involved with the case as well.
Right.
Which would have thriller moded the film more, but would have buffed it out another 45 or so minutes probably.
Yeah. What I do like about this one, in comparison to the one we're going to talk about next, is that this does feel very compact. There aren't B plots. It's just A plot the whole way, which I enjoy. The closest thing we have to a B plot is just seeing things from the bad guy's perspective occasionally.
Mm-hmm.
I like that it's close in on Reacher pretty much all the time, which is the nature of the book, I suppose. You only see, again, a couple of scenes where you see other people's perspective just to kind of get some additional context to what's going on. Fine, whatever. It gives me the vibe of like a sort of 70s kind of like hardball detective kind of story. The only difference is that Reacher can throw hands in a way that your average 70s detective practice could not do.
Yeah.
But like it has got that sort of paranoid 70s low-level stakes kind of thriller about it. Like the stakes, it's about a shady construction firm that's building stuff in Pittsburgh that the council doesn't really need because of kickbacks. There's no world to save. Exactly.
There's no world to save. There's no massive ticking clock. There's no doomsday device or anything like that. And much like the second film, the second film seems at least have a little bit more, I guess, geopolitical peril with the whole like selling weapons to extremists, but still, it's not like they're selling a nuke to extremists. Selling fucking M4s and
and this is all still.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. I was going to say it's this kind of stuff happens. So there's a bit of an ebb and a flow in the Reacher canon, isn't there, between like the size of the stakes that are in the stories. I think I prefer it when it is more small scale, compact like this. It makes it more believable. I think this is a bit like similar in skill to fucking Roadhouse.
Yes.
Which I enjoy, or another Pittsburgh movie we watched recently, Striking Distance. It's all very regional, very local, and it's not huge stakes. And I like that about it, and I think that's really, really cool. And I like it less when we get into the next movie, when it turns into a whole, like, actually it's a private military contractor. And we'll talk about PMCs again when we cover the TV series, because season 2.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I prefer it for that. We've got any more comments to make about the first movie before we move on? Robert Duvall.
Yeah.
So we talked about the nihilistic tone of the movie, and we talked about its kind of grim look at gun crime. Obviously, it came out at the same time as Sandy Hook. So obviously, I mean, Jesus Christ, it's a weird one for us in Europe to talk about. There are a lot of shootings in America all the time of varying scales. And I'm not saying that facetiously. I'm saying like it does happen surprisingly often. Occasionally they break through and like hop across the pond and we hear about them because they are at such a scale. So Sandy Hook was obviously a huge one.
Yeah.
You know, the Uvalde, Texas one was a big one. The synagogue in 2018 in Pittsburgh as well, also in Pittsburgh, was a big one. So anyway, so Sandy Hook was obviously a huge big deal. Alex Jones recently got like made completely fucking bankrupt from it. Fucking good. So which is to say that despite all that and its sensitivity to like the victims in this particular case in the movie, they still have the whole thing of like trying to tread the line carefully between showing respect to the victims of gun crime and also not offending anyone who is extremely passionate about their Second Amendment rights. And this movie is a little bit gung-ho because it's, I mean, character's a vet.
He's
Like
the ultimate gun range FUD. Let's just address the elephant in the room again. He is the gun range FUD meme, except he doesn't have like an orange baseball cap. He's like, oh my god, you fired fucking shots less than 2 seconds apart. Get off my range, that kind of guy. 45 kills the fucking soul, etc. You know?
Yeah, it's just it's a difficult one, isn't it? Like, this movie is by no means the worst, but I think this movie does appeal to a certain demographic by maybe sanitizing their behavior and worldview and casting them in a certain light. Because what it's trying to do is trying to draw an equivalence to people who love spending time on the gun range and owning guns and making you go, you are basically the same as Jack Reacher here. Jack Reacher doesn't like it when girls get knocked about. Jack Reacher is might not do things in accordance with the law, but he does them. But he does the right thing and gets into the right fights. So, mate, when you get fucking shit-faced at the weekend and get into a fight, you're basically Jack Reacher, aren't you?
Download this personality today, free of charge. All it takes is one cinema ticket.
Yeah, and that's the genuine concern I have about people getting too excited about this character. But yeah. Anyway, Robert Duvall, however, is incredibly charming and is hilarious and great, and it's obviously a reunion of sorts for Tom Cruise and Robert Duvall, who worked together on Days of Thunder, at least in the past, and he's a great character, and they have that whole bit of banter, intersurfaces banter, which I always really enjoy.
Yeah.
With Duvall coming from the Corps and ragging on the army and all that great stuff.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. Yeah. Robert Duvall is one of the coolest people in this film.
He is, and I was all geared up when I was watching it again to get really annoyed about him rocking up at the quarry, because in my mind I was thinking, they had one argument. They had that one demonstration of weapon proficiency, and then they don't really talk again because we don't see it. It just cuts on to like the end of the whole thing when he's calling Helen about his end of day progress. And then the next time we see him is him arriving at the quarry in the middle of the night, prepared to like lay down arms for him. But
fucking amazing, man! It's great. It's just like fucking everybody wants like a gun range granddad on Overwatch for them, don't they?
It's just really weird how like, and this is a recurring thing with Reacher. It's like he gets these people into his orbit like as a little army of sidekicks. And again, this is like a classic story construction thing for this kind of wandering hero. They always do this. They go to like a different town, they make friends in the new town, make new allies, make new enemies, have their conflicts and move on. And so he's just fitting into that as a concept. But he is generally an interesting and fun one.
It's just they go like for a very like kind of hyper specific different genre reference. It's like the tabletop RPG Shadowrun, and when like you put together like a team for whatever like run you're doing, like heist or operation or wet works or something, and it's like meet a random NPC, have some patter with him, and then all of a sudden he's just risking his entire fucking livelihood, life, safety, future,
liberty.
to fucking rain hot metal death down on some guys in a quarry for a guy that you met for a grand total of 10, 15 minutes.
Yeah. They had like a short argument, and the whole thing, because the whole reasoning for it initially was like, look, I'm the only guy who's bothered to track James Barr down to this gun range.
Yeah.
But like, do you think that the local soccer moms are gonna want you to keep your gun range open as soon as they find out that the guy who did those murders came to this gun range? And I'm like, that's a really fucking good point. Maybe we shouldn't be training every mad fucker in the world to shoot rifles really, really well and give them access to gain proficiency in their art. Maybe the soccer mom has a fucking good point, actually. But just a thought that maybe when the government doesn't need you to keep you firing weapons anymore, maybe you shouldn't be firing weapons anymore. Maybe that perishable skill should be allowed to perish.
What did you mean I can't take the 4.5 home with me?
Yeah. So this whole AR-15 debate is obviously like kind of alluded to very sly terms in this movie, but yeah. Anyway, I find it interesting, but I like what they do. It's weird that he's there in the first place. That's a bit contrived, but when he gets there, at least he says, "Look, I'm not going to start shooting people for you out of nowhere. Like I don't know who you are used to being friends with, but I'm not going to murder people for you, Mr. Reacher." But then
In the film, does it say where the gun range is? Because apparently in the book, it's all the way in Kentucky. And
it's not that far in the film. It's like it's in. I don't know if it's in the same state, but it's like an hour's drive away.
Yeah, so it's not fucking Kentucky then, Jesus.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when the book it's Kentucky, so it's even more mad that this guy would trek all the way out from Kentucky just to fucking shoot some dudes, you know?
Might be a couple of hours away, because the reason he figures out is he buys loads of gas on a Saturday, and then he buys loads of gas again on a Sunday. So you must use a whole tank of gas. So it's a half a tank gas there and a half a tank gas back nearly.
Yeah.
So it's probably a few hours away. That's how they figure it out.
Yeah. I don't know enough about like American geography to know if like Pittsburgh and Kentucky do have much geographical difference or not, but
yeah, don't really know.
You're married to an American dude, you should.
It's a shame.
The child, of course, is married to an American as well.
Yeah,
and is British. It must annoy Americans when they find out that Lee Child is British, mustn't it? Like, is this all just one big piss take? It might be.
I'm going to write a series of novels about a gigantic fucking man who solves mysteries by being fucking really big.
Yeah.
Hi, Americans.
Lee Child, of course, is in this film. We should probably point out the cameos when we see him. Are you familiar with his cameo in this film?
I am not, actually. Holy
he
shit.
is the desk sergeant in the police station when Reacher is released, and he explains that the person who was driving around observing him wasn't an off-duty cop because cops don't vote Democrat, don't drive Cadillacs, and never use a personal vehicle. And then Lee Child kind of looks up and goes like, "Aha, yeah, that's right."
Yeah, I said what I said, liberal.
Yeah, exactly. God, in the year 2026, that whole line just hits different.
Yeah, it fucking does, actually. Good grief.
I mean, it hit pretty bad at the time, probably, as well, to be fair. But, like, everything's so much more, like, out in the open, isn't it?
Yeah, fuck me, it is.
Yeah, so, I guess closing thoughts about Jack Reacher 2012 before we go on. Specific to this movie. We're going to come back to it anyway, probably.
Yeah.
Look, I have to get this in. Looking at what MPs look like in my army, it's kind of ironic that it is a short guy playing a character that is supposed to be twice his size. I don't know what MPs in the Royal Navy look like, but ours are all...
I can't talk about that on this podcast.
Fucking short, angry little dudes, and especially the women are like...
I thought you said a different word there.
I thought you said a different word to dude as well. Fuck me.
Wait, I mean, it's almost as if he's compensating.
Yeah. So the bit where David Oyelowo says to him, like, "What do you even do as a military cop anyway? Bust up bar fights?" And I was thinking, first of all, it's not busted bar fights. It's check people are wearing their fucking ID cards when transiting around the base, or observe or check whether your car pass is showing.
Yell at you for using headphones in public.
Yeah. Picking up junior rates for carrying coffees in their hand. All right,
Fuck.
but then his response to it is the super extra. Is like, oh, I just do exactly what you do, except everyone I deal with is a trained killer. This is like, oh, fuck off.
Oh no,
Yeah.
cringe.
As if everyone you're dealing with is like an expert in like unarmed combat in the fucking like a Royal Marines or something. No,
Are
the,
you
the
not,
majority of people
Mike?
you were picking up would like fucking admin.
Yeah.
It just pissed me off. Like, yeah,
It's like,
okay, right. So,
yeah.
oh, yeah, okay. So yeah, they've put 20 rounds down in the 25-meter range. Oh, trained killer. Oh,
Trained fucking killer. Jesus Christ. Oh my God.
Anyway, that made me laugh.
Good man. I'm a combat MP.
Okay, Mister Behind the Wire, Roger.
But briefly, during COVID, it was briefly called combat MPs.
How would this go down in Germany? Jack Reacher just standing around in a train station making sure recruits have their headgear on.
Any final takes about Jack Reacher 2012 before we move on to Jack Reacher Never Go Back?
Better than I expected.
Yeah, I think there's something quite good about. Sorry, mate, I just fucking steamrolled you,
That's good.
mate. Oh, I was just thinking. I had a thought there on the direct comparison between these two stories. I'll probably come back to it later anyway. But I thought Jai Courtney was really, really good and menacing.
Yeah. He was a horrible fucker in the film. Brutal and callous and horrific, and he doesn't really kind of put a foot wrong in his performance. Yeah, the film was better than I expected. It was a fucking pleasure to watch it, to be honest. I had a good time. You're definitely right about how, like, the stakes are lower. I think looking at Mission Impossible, first film, it's about a CIA knock list, right?
Mm.
The second film is about a super virus that's going to wipe out the fucking planet.
Yeah.
And the lower the stakes, sometimes the higher the impact, I think, with storytelling, you know? Because obviously, Mission Impossible 2, big, fun, stupid movie, 35 minutes to 40 minutes, too fucking long. Didn't engage me as much as Mission Impossible. The first one did. Much in the same way as the second Jack Reacher movie didn't really engage me as much as the first Jack Reacher movie did.
I think there's a very good point you hit on there, which is that whole thing about the stakes and what we as people can like visualize in our brains and get emotionally attached to. So like if you imagine, I don't know, let's say like a killer stepping on board your train car and shooting like the half dozen people that are in your train car with you, like one by one, that's terrifying and horrible and like very. And if you saw CCTV footage of that, it'd be extremely distressing to watch, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yes, I think we can all. I don't know if it's just because of time or the abstract nature of it, but I think we can all watch like the footage of like the atomic bomb hitting Hiroshima, and it doesn't really register with us. We know
completely.
Like intellectually, hundreds of thousands of people died, and it was disgusting and horrible.
Yeah.
But I can't emotionally get anything out of it when I see that happen because I don't see anyone's faces, and I can't imagine anyone. You know.
Yeah.
I think the same thing kind of applies to the movies as well. I think when you're dealing with like a really low stakes story and there's only a half a dozen people involved, and actually we're all really concerned about in this movie is Rosamund Pike in that little construction office porter cabin at the end.
Yeah.
You know, versus end of Mission Impossible 2, random file of green liquids, like might eradicate all life on Earth through a virus, but like what would that even look like? Don't even know. You know,
like it's like one of the tensest scenes in the film is a scene with her and the father of one of the victims, and when he moves his newspaper to reveal the pistol that's there, and it's like that's a tense scene, and it's like, is he going to kill her? Is he going to kill himself? Is he going to kill her and himself? Even when the tension's resolved and she's walking out, you're thinking, right, where's the muffled 45 caliber gunshot gonna appear? We use the phrase low stakes, and sometimes it isn't the perfect phrase to use. It's more like street level and personal kind of thing. It's like The Punisher is a street level quote-unquote superhero. And the kind of extreme violence you see in the Punisher TV series is way more powerful than seeing pulling something out there. A fucking gigantic special effect threatens Manhattan.
Or like,
in most of
like
the
a
Marvel films.
sky beam, or
Yeah.
or like even like a building collapsing, like Man of Steel or something.
Yeah, like, and it's street level, it's personal, it's the fact that it's in a city like Pittsburgh, which isn't like, because obviously that's where it's set in the book as well. It's nice to have it in like just a regular American city, you know.
What the hell happened here? There's a fight. One guy took them all down with his bare hands. He's still in there.
Turn around, mister. Let me see your hands. Slowly.
Aggravated assault is a felony in this state, Mr. Reacher. Process him and get him to county.
Two things are gonna happen in the next 90 seconds.
Excuse me?
First, that phone over there is gonna ring. Second, you're gonna be wearing these cuffs on your way to prison.
Well, that is one magnificent prophecy, Mr. Reacher.
It's just gonna keep on ringing.
Thanks for tipping us off to that sheriff. When are you coming to D.C.?
I move around a lot.
You're a legend. Folks wonder why you left. Purple Heart, Silver Star. There's this big dent in the desk. People say you made it with someone's head.
Jack Reacher for Major Turner.
Major Turner's been arrested.
On what charge?
Espionage.
He's been set up. How much does Reacher know?
How's it going?
I don't like being followed.
You think you're invulnerable.
That's right. Maybe I rip your arm off and beat you to death with it. I'm sorry about this. Reacher? He's here to kill you.
My men were shot by one of our own. This is bigger than I imagined. You ever lose anyone on your watch, Reacher?
You're a dead man. You think you're above the law. But I'm not the law. So you should start running, because I'm going to start hunting. And when I find you, I'm going to kill you all. It's a haircut. All you guys go to the same barber?
So the
Yeah.
next movie in this is Jack Reacher, Never Go Back, from 2016, adapted from the novel Never Go Back by Lee Child, directed this time by Edward Zwick, who worked with Tom Cruise before in The Last Samurai. Screenplay by Richard Wenk, Edward Zwick and Marshall Herskovitz. Stars Tom Cruise, Kobe Smulders, Aldous Hodge, Danica Yarosh, Patrick Hersinger, and budgeted around 60 million to make, so it's very similar to the last one, and grossed 162 million worldwide, so again similar to the last one. I think it's pretty obvious from that list of cast there that they didn't pull together the same caliber of ensemble as I think they got for the first movie, and I think with that unfortunately comes a bit of a lack of star power and a lack, I think, of maybe a bit of charisma on screen, my own personal opinion. Anyway, plot summary.
Yes.
Reacher returns to the headquarters of his old military police unit to meet Major Susan Turner, with whom he has built a flirtatious phone relationship. When he arrives, Turner has been arrested for espionage. Reacher is also dragged into old allegations and a possible paternity claim involving a teenage girl, Samantha. Reacher, Turner, and Samantha go on the run while uncovering a conspiracy involving military contractors, murder, corruption, and a recurring assassin figure known as the Hunter. Right, guys, I think, as you can probably tell from that plot summary, this movie's got a lot more going on, and I don't think it hangs together as well. What do you think?
I'll let Sanya go first.
No, you can't keep doing that. You go
I've got first a
first.
few times. We're fucking alternate point, man. Come on.
I don't just always say, I'll let Rory go first when I can't think of something.
Yeah, because I can fucking think of something, mate. I'm giving you the option to go first. Jesus.
It's a pod. You're meant to want to talk.
Fucking hell. I'm just trying to fucking bring everybody into a nice big circle reach around. You know, I'm reaching out to you guys so I can just jack better. You know?
Well, I don't know, Jack.
Right.
Let's start. Let's keep it simple. Shania, did you watch this movie?
Yes, I did.
Cool. What did you think of it?
Well, it did seem a bit forced.
Okay.
This is a bit like, it reminds me a bit of the plot of one of the Equalizer films. Here's this random teenage girl you need to take care of now for whatever reason. And plus allegedly you're the dad.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think I agree with you, and I think maybe where they kind of fell on this is the 18th Reacher novel that they've adapted for the second movie. And I think by the time you've written 17 previous books, you're getting to the point now where you're maybe experimenting more with the character's backstory and assessing a bit, and maybe you're getting a little bit bored doing kind of a formula of what kind of made it good in the first place. Personal theory. And I wonder if maybe to bed the franchise in a bit better with the sequel, they maybe shouldn't have strayed too far from what makes Reacher work. And I think in this case, maybe they went a little bit too far and tried to like bring in some elements that maybe are interesting when you've got a really well-established character, but while the character's still trying to find his feet, just kind of make you question who the character is.
Yeah.
Personal, that's my kind of take on it. I mean, like, what did you make of it, Roy, before we go on?
So, I think, yes, pardon the pun, but overreaches a bit. It reaches a bit too far, and it's not that funny, Sandy, but thank you. I appreciate the photo confidence.
Would you say Reacher is more likely to jack off rather than have a daughter?
Wow.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Points for effort. I'll give you the points for effort for that.
Yeah. Welcome to Clear Present Dudes, where points mean nothing. Right. Think it lays on a bit too thick with its like themes of like found family and stuff, because it doesn't especially jive well with Jack Reacher's personality or the Reacher that we've seen in the previous film.
Yeah.
I think that the film gets its shit together in the second half. I think it is a better film after about the first like 35, 40 minutes.
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe. I think after his airliner trip, I think it starts to kind of tighten up a bit. A lot of cardio in this film. A lot of Tom Cruise cardio moments.
A lot of Tom Cruise running. Yeah.
And it's like, obviously, Meg, you run, so more than me, definitely more than me. Because I don't fucking run for anything. So I think I noticed it looks like Tom's like slowing his running down so other actors can keep up with him, because the man's a rocket and you can see there's an effort there to kind of let people keep up with him, which I think is great to see.
I'm actually glad you mentioned that, because that is one of his biggest tells in his Tom Cruise running acting, is that he has incredible form as a sprinter. And then he has to do that thing where he has to run a little bit slower so Kobe Smulders can keep up.
Yeah.
And it's really obvious.
Amazing.
It's really obvious during that sequence where they're running through the park. They're in DC and they're running across the park, aren't they?
Yeah.
To escape, and they duck into that restaurant.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can tell there he's like pumping the brakes a little bit.
Yeah. The film, it almost feels like some like the kind of wholesome Chungus family stuff is just kind of shoehorned in a bit, and it's fine. It's fine, and I like the kind of how you see his sort of, as Emma said, because excellent wife reaction, a person who's funnier than me and should have their own podcast. So she said at the point when he uses the whole "we're already dead" thing to kind of clue her in what's going to happen, that he's going to make a move on the bad guy. And then I was like, oh my God, so his bullying of her early wasn't actually bullying. When he's talking about like how to like disarm someone and like, oh, if you haven't like disarmed someone when they're behind you, you're already dead kind of thing, you know?
I was like, well, it was bullying. He just remembered it. He just remembered it and used it at an opportune moment.
Yeah,
But he definitely was just bullying her. He definitely was just
bullying.
He definitely was just in a grumpy mood and wanted to piss her chips a bit.
Yeah, but I just love that phrasing. His bullying wasn't actually bullying after all.
Yeah.
Yes.
He was just being unpleasant.
Yeah.
He's not a very nice guy.
I do think it showed a few interesting bits of tradecraft. Like a lot of his tradecraft appears to just be like listening to the intrusive thoughts, like go through the door that says no entry and open that aeroplane's toilet by just sliding the occupied over to vacant.
What if I did that? What then?
It's like, it's these things that are a fucking scratch at the back of your brain, right? It's like, why not? Let the record show I'm gazing at my ring, being like, why not? Why shouldn't I?
Why shouldn't I? Why can't I keep it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I'll tell you what. I'll do another quick read through some plot synopsis stuff in case people have forgotten. This is a forgettable film, so people will have forgotten it. I think some shade intended there. But I've done it. I'll do it for a reason because there's bits I want to talk about. But I think we need to establish what they are. Here's the plot synopsis from IMDb. After helping the 110th U.S. Army CID military police arrest corrupt Oklahoma Sheriff Raymond Wood and his local deputy, bust a human traffic ring, former military investigator turned vigilante drifter, Jack Reacher, returns to his old military headquarters to meet Major Susan Turner, whom he has been working with during his travels. Reacher learns from Colonel Sam Morgan, played by Hope McElhaney, who isn't on that list, by the way, I gave out earlier on in the top cast, but should be, that Turner has been accused of espionage and detained. Sergeant Leach had been patching Reacher's calls into CID HQ, and she tells Reacher that Turner was an outstanding officer. Turner's attorney, Colonel Bob Moorcroft, reveals that there is evidence that Turner is involved in the 2 murders of soldiers in Afghanistan, but Reacher believes that she's being framed. Moorcroft says that a hard drive with classified information was found in Turner's home. Morgan sees Reacher meeting Moorcroft. Right, Moorcroft also reveals an old acquaintance of Reacher, Candace Dayton, has filed a paternity suit against him, claiming that he is the biological father of her 15-year-old daughter, Samantha Dayton. Reacher tried to reach out, to Samantha, but she rebuffs him, believing he is after her biological mother due to her past as a prostitute. Samantha refuses to divulge any information about Candace. Meanwhile, Reacher confronts 2 men following him and finds out they work for Parasource Incorporated. The men had earlier photographed Reacher meeting with Samantha. That's a lot of stuff I've just dumped out there, but the reason why. So first of all, I find it difficult to believe that our Reacher that we've seen all this time has been like doing like a long distance phone relationship with Kobe Smulders. Just seems like it's not his style.
Yeah, he seems like telephone averse.
Yeah, he does that whole thing where he'll call you for like 2 seconds. In fact, in the first Reacher movie, he does that hilarious thing where he keeps calling and then hanging up on Jai Courtney. He keeps ringing him and hangs up. Actually, you know what? No, I'm going to come and kill you. No, actually, you know what? Hang up. Oh, no, I am going to kill you. I'm going to drink your blood from a boot. I'm going to... You're like, oh, wait. But I just find it weird that he's like, how does he do this? Like, I don't see Jack Reacher going, you know what? I'm going to talk to this woman on the phone and then I guess I'm going to find ways to keep talking to her. Like, is he, I just don't see it happening. Like,
it's like, what is she, your girlfriend or something? It's like,
yeah.
You like her like that.
You're like a girl, Reacher. You're like a girl.
Fucking gross. Jesus, man.
No, but I just don't see that happening. And I just don't feel, and I think it's because when you meet Colby Smulders, I just don't feel like the chemistry between them. Like I don't, like, she should be the same flavor as weird as Reacher, if that makes sense. But she's not. She's like a normal person who, for some reason, is okay with Reacher being an absolute nutcase.
Yeah, and it doesn't quite like she shows this like maternal side to her in the writing that isn't reciprocated by much of any kind of a real paternal streak in Jack Reacher's character, and it is a little bit unfair to her. You're right. She should have been better presented as having the same kind of weirdness as Reacher. I think it would have shown them more as 2 sides of the same coin, showing them more as these kind of people who were really good criminal investigators for a reason. Yeah. And would have maybe created a bit more kind of like just an interesting story, I guess.
she hasn't really got any of the dimensions to her. She's just like a really proficient military officer, an investigator, and like that's all she's got about her. But
Yeah.
if that was enough for Jack Reacher to like get involved with her over the phone, they've not even met, but they've been having this phone thing for ages. Like
Talking Stage, the movie.
Yeah.
So there's this guy. He tells me 6'5", 250.
I don't know if he's just been catfished by Jack Reacher.
It's like, hi, it's me, it's
5'7"
Jack.
turns up.
Fuck off. No, it's not.
Yeah. You don't know your pictures.
Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah. So I just found that odd. The next bit is she gets framed for espionage because she's supposedly responsible for the murders of 2 soldiers who, and the movie goes on to explain, during the drawdown from Afghan, which was actually in progress when this movie came out, but I guess had been sort of on the books for a while. During the drawdown from Afghan, were killed in the proximity of these guys from Paracore, and she has this disk drive with some intelligence on it in her home found. That's enough to put her in a military prison while they investigate. That just seems to come out of a little bit out of nowhere. Something else that doesn't really work for me is this figure, the Hunter. He's like meant to be this mythic assassin who is like so good at his job and so evil, and it looks like they're kind of just trying to rehash the same vibe of Jai Courtney from the first one.
Yeah.
But Jai Courtney works because he's a thug and a criminal.
Yeah.
And we don't know anything else about him. And this guy is meant to be like a professional assassin. He doesn't even have like an intimidating build. He's like a tall, lanky guy with like a military haircut, a little scraggly beard. Like, who is this fucking guy?
Yeah, he's no Charles Calthrop, right? Like he's not the fucking Jackal, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's what you expect it to be.
Yeah,
like if he's meant to be like this mythic, like he goes by a moniker, the Hunter, then he should be like either a bit of stunt casting, or his character should be either like the Jackal, or or go the other direction with it and have him be like Max von Sydow.
God forgive me. There's a few characters you could have like sort of transplanted from God fucking help me Smoking Aces that would have made like a better hunter, a better assassin. Laszlo Soot, for instance, the mask guy.
Yeah.
He would have been better. Not every character from that film would have been a good turbo efficient assassin. Mark you that.
One from Smoking Aces that I thought would have done a good job. And we've seen evidence of him do a good job in John Wick 3, Common.
Yeah, definitely.
Would have been good in this movie.
Yeah, believable. The Hunter kind of sucks. He's this really high-level killer who debases himself to be a low-level action movie nemesis when what you want something more amorphous and more sinister, and like you don't show it quite as much.
Yeah, I think that's the main problem, is that we see him a little bit too often. You see him kill Holt McElhaney with a phone.
Yeah.
Because he's obviously trying to frame Reacher. But I think him doing it, because you see him get angry. I think that's the problem, is that he looks angry when he's doing it. And if he's meant to be this cold-blooded, hired killer, the whole thing is that it's professional and he shouldn't have any feeling about it.
Yeah.
Which is ironically one of the things that Tom Cruise does well as Jack Reacher, is that he doesn't get emotional when he's committing acts of violence. This Hunter guy looks pissed off with Holt McElhaney when he's killing him.
Yeah.
And I think
well, I mean, you can be angry at work. Maybe he's done this so long that killing someone is just like me opening Excel and going, God, not again.
Yeah, like if the kill's not going well, then
man,
I can't merge my changes. For fuck's sake.
Yeah, not this shit again. I had a garrote guy last week already. Come up with something new, you fucks.
The third time in a row I've had to do multi-factor authentication. I've just done it.
Listen.
Fucking Bitwarden's not saving my passwords again, man.
I had a drowning plan for today, and some cunt just has to call me and squeeze this in. Yeah. Now die.
Amazing.
But I think, so I think the prodigious cut there would have been to have him kill Holt McElhaney with the phone off screen, and then we just have the discovery of Holt McElhaney's body with the phone, and it's like, oh, this guy should kill him with a fucking phone. That's pretty horrible. And then you have to imagine it instead of seeing it. I think
Yeah.
some stuff like that would have been good. You're right. I think once they get on the run, that's when the movie picks up. I just think I think it suffers because we have to get through a lot of exposition gumph to get to the good stuff.
Yeah.
I think it's the main thing that the TV series has over the films is that they have the room and the space to do these complex plots that Lee Child has made.
Yeah.
I say complex, but like, very involved, busy thriller plots that he's written. And they get the time to develop and percolate at the rate they're meant to, instead of like just dumping a load of stuff on us in the first 40 minutes of the film, and then we have to kind of catch up with it as it all neatly wraps up in the last 15 minutes of the film, which is what this film suffers with, I think.
I love like the New Orleans skyline towards the end of the film. I love how like old some of the buildings look, and it's fucking gritty and it's grimy, and it's like parts of it remind me a little bit of Newcastle mentioned, and it's like beautiful, man. It's a great city to tell exciting, scary, tense stories, and I think New Orleans, it's got that cool fucking southern gothicness about it, and it's fucking excellent. And the final showdown between him and his nemesis is, I guess, a pretty good one. I like how he's just lying there on the deck, just like fucking choking as he's had his throat punched and all smashed up and that. It is a pretty satisfying end to the film, but I mean, the first one still holds up better as far as the stakes and what's going on. As far as this could happen any day of the week, any friggin' year. Someone kills the heir to a construction company and murders a bunch of other people to make it look like it wasn't a target attack. This could have happened in Venice in fucking 1562, Like, it's universal. This second film, all they needed to wait was another, 6 or 7 years until the Afghan drawdown was fully completed.
Yeah.
And then the extremists already have loads of fucking M4s, loads of American gear. They've got Humvees, got Black Hawks and shit.
Just imagine Al Dazeer arranging the hit of 5 people because he was complaining about the copper.
Yes. Man, fucking hell.
He wants to hide back and he's murdered the people who made the copper that he's complaining about on that plate. Oh, man.
And then some gigantic Babylonian, former soldier just comes and, solves the A to Z murder with, fucking just ridiculous speed. It's all about the bad copper ingots because in investigations, details matter.
Details matter, yeah.
He crushes a copper ingot with his massive paw, and he's like, bad copper, and then beats the guy to fucking death with it.
I like the idea that all stories at some point, one of the core stories of the world is a Jack Reacher story. It's one of the key tropes of types of story. I mean, what is the Epic of Gilgamesh if not just Jack Reacher, where Gilgamesh is Jack Reacher and Enkidu is his ally of the week.
Speaking of other stories, opening beats of the film when he's being arrested in that diner, and it just hits this ridiculous JoJo's Bizarre Adventure beat where he's like, the next thing that happens is the phone's gonna ring, and it's I don't know if you guys are JoJo pilled or not. But some of the shit that Joseph Joestar comes out with, your next line is, how did you know I was going to use that? Your next line is, you've got a lot of nerve, brat. Your next line is, how could he have this much power? And it's oh my God, is that a JoJo reference? It obviously wasn't. But do you not think that the human trafficking story might have made a better film?
Yes, definitely. I would have been way more interested to figure out how he got into that. Considering, the TV show's first season and the first, obviously, book is based on, counterfeit money. In a small town where, with a corrupt mayor. I think the human trafficking story would have been way more interesting than this nonsense.
It focuses down. It puts it under a microscope, and ironically, details matter, and so a microscopic view and in a smaller scale story hits heavier than what happens in the second one,
This is like the setup to the A-Team. He busts out of a high security stockade and then helps somebody.
Yeah, it's well, I mean, Jack Reacher is essentially the littlest hobo, but violent, right? There's a voice keeps on calling me.
No, that's my point. He's like Mary Poppins. Even at the end of the first one, he even says to she's like, "What if I need you?" And he's like, "You don't need me," and then just flies away on an umbrella. Gets into that bus. Yeah.
I must go. My planet needs me.
Well, yeah. Jack Reacher
Tom
died on his way
Cruise,
back to his home planet.
Tom Cruise, Jack Reacher died on the way back to his whole planet. We've got the gigantic
Yeah.
Alan Richardson one.
Yeah, God. More people should be saying, "Where's Jack Reacher?" So the other big part of this movie is the potential daughter, who is a bit of a tyke, and she's got street smarts, and she's intelligent, and you have to think, oh, maybe she could be Jack Reacher's daughter because she's like, nature nurture, maybe from the nature side of having Jack Reacher as her father. That's where she's got all her street smarts from, and all her cleverness. So you kind of get that beat running through it, which, as you said, is not entirely reciprocated by Jack. I think that's because partly that's from the book, and I think partly they just didn't know how to do it in the movie.
Yeah.
Like that storyline, that's kind of aborted, really. And like you say, Kobe Smulders kind of steps in as a mother figure for her.
Yeah.
Just all seems a bit weird.
Yeah.
And then they end it by having she gets rehabilitated because she's allowed into that school.
Yeah.
Her mum's dead, still alive, as well. So I don't know what deal they've cut to pay for tuition.
The hunter killed her in a deleted scene. No, but can you imagine if he did? Just imagine if it ended like fucking Rise of Skywalker, when she just snowboards down a dune and then goes, "I'm Samantha Reacher."
What's your name? Samantha Reacher.
The Reacher.
Yeah.
Like a mom appears as a Force ghost, and she's like, "Samantha, I'm actually not dead. I'm your real mother."
I'm your real mother. That's the thing that doesn't hang together with me. So there's a version of this where they killed Samantha's mother off, and then she gets into that school on a scholarship because I guess Major Turner takes her on as a legal guardian or something and pulls some favors, and her mum's not alive anymore, and then the question of her parentage is never answered, and maybe that's a weird, untidy way of ending it. The way they do end it, I think, is worse, because she gets into the school. I don't understand what strings have been pulled there. She still has a mum, but yet she's still interested in maintaining a relationship with Reacher, even though we establish that Reacher is not her biological father.
Yeah, and she gives him a fucking burner phone, right? To stay in touch. Yeah,
exactly. And then and she slips into his pocket when he doesn't know about it. He thinks he's made a clean break. She texts him, "Did you miss me yet?" He looks at the phone. He smiles, puts it back in his pocket, doesn't text back straight away.
Left her on red.
Left her on red.
Should. What a moid behaviour, man. Jesus. Yeah. Red flags, ladies. Red fucking flags.
But one of the pickups that this movie gets is that's a really weird flex for Jack Reacher. His whole thing is that he goes from town to town and he leaves it all behind. So the fact that it makes it really awkward when they tease if they were going to do a third one of these movies, you've got this really untidy ending now where he still has a relationship with a girl, kind of. Do they keep in touch? Are they going to have to if they made another one, would they have to tip a hat to that by, "Oh, I got a text from Samantha last week. She's in Baltimore now, running that art gallery, whatever."
Yeah, because it's not like you can get kind of Madeline Bosch mentioned kind of thing when she follows the father's footsteps, because she's not going to follow Jack Reacher into being a fucking bum drifter getting in fights, right? I mean, that's a bad fucking ending for most people.
Yeah.
So if there was going to be a sequel, up, they kind of go, so she's a gallery owner and she gets kidnapped, and Reacher's got a fucking maybe it was good they didn't make a third one.
Well, I mean,
it would have been based on a book, wouldn't it? So
this is it. So if they were making a third one, they could have picked one of the other books to go with, and we could have had one of the books that they maybe made the TV. What's interesting here is that they haven't made a TV series based off one of the books that they've done for the films. And I know, because they've got 30 odds to choose from. That's not a problem they're going to have to face with any time soon. Except, I think I'm going to find out, but I thought that maybe the next season of the Reacher TV show was going to be based off one shot, like the first movie was.
I have seen some rumblings that Lee Child said that it's not off the table for them to be doing the books as TV series.
I've just checked. It's actually going to be based off Gone Tomorrow, which is the 13th Jack Reacher novel. Tell you what, this is one of the Jack Reacher novels I've actually read.
Right.
Yeah. It starts with him in a New York City subway, and he spots a suicide bomber,
Yeah.
And it goes through the whole ID crit of like a suicide bomber, like muttering to himself under his breath, maybe praying, wearing a big bulky coat, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so that's good. We're going to get a TV series that's going to stoke up some more Islamophobia. Fantastic. Fucking cool. Right, moving on.
I mean, like, I'm like, they might just like clean it all up by saying he's like a generic bio-terrorist or something.
Yeah.
Sort of eco-terrorist or something. These goddamn hippies.
I don't know enough about the Reacher books, but is there a one that deals with like far right extremism? Because clearly, if they were going to make one that was like prescient to the times, that's the one they should do.
Yes. Reacher finds himself in a small town caught in the crosshairs of Eastern European operatives who are using a local neo-Nazi brotherhood as a front for disinformation and election tampering. That's ripped from the fucking headlines. God damn.
Me. Right, first of all, that one that takes place in Germany, that's a book club we have to start.
Yep. Agreed.
Wow.
Agreed. Right, we're going to book club this thing. We're going to book club this thing for real, for real.
Excellent. Which one's that called?
Night School.
Night School. Nice.
Night School.
Okay, right. Any final thoughts about Jack Reacher Never Go Back? I think my overwhelming take from is that it doesn't really feel like he's Jack Reacher. It feels like just a standard thriller film with Tom Cruise as the lead, and he could have been called, I don't know, Colt Smith, and it
Colt Smith.
It would have made a difference.
You know what this could have been? I think this would have made possibly a better Western.
Oh yeah, I mean they're all basically Western, yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Like Searchers, something like that. Yeah, the reason I say that is because some of the major beats in the film don't lean into Jack Reacher's character. So the whole thing where he breaks into the military prison and busts Major Turner out, he does that by stealing a random guy's uniform. Jack Reacher can't do that because Jack Reacher's a fucking gorilla. Like you can't just take someone's uniform and expect it to fit him.
He's like, he just fucking puts on someone's uniform and the sleeves end like halfway down his forearm. He's like, right for the blue one,
Yeah, I know someone who actually gets like uniform especially made for them because they're a giant, and like that's the situation that he's in. He can't just pick up a random guy's rig and just put it on and bang on a berry and like, oh yeah, that's just a random officer walking around. He's allowed to be in here. No, who's the giant? Who is the gorilla wearing the child's uniform walking around the prison? Clearly, that's not on. You know.
So it is sort of one of the
water pants over there.
It is sort of one of the I guess areas in which Tom Cruise's diminutive stature does actually work for him.
He's got more options, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got more options. Tom Cruise in the Mission Impossible films is more believable as a master of disguise because he's in. I mean, we can all agree he's handsome as fuck, but he's also a kind of guy of an unassuming build.
Yeah.
Who is able to be more chameleonic than a fucking like space marine, Alan Richardson.
It's part of the reason why the security services tend to recruit people who are of an average height.
Yeah.
So that you stick out less in a crowded situation.
Yeah. It's like the grey man thing, isn't it? It's like you want to be forgettable and not especially noticeable. Alan Richardson's noticeable as fuck. Alan Richardson like changes the Earth's rotational axis if he runs. You know?
Yeah, and we'll talk about it the next time when we cover the seasons, but like that's really played into in those.
Yeah.
Whereas that's not a thing in these movies. And I think at the risk of like repeating ourselves again, in this film, his size isn't a factor at all. And actually, almost barely is his like investigative mind, arguably. They're on the run a lot, which puts him in the same situation as Harrison Ford in The Fugitive, basically. They're on the back foot trying to get on the front foot, and then they do it at about the end of Act 2, which is pretty much exactly what happens in The Fugitive.
It's like The Fugitive, there's a fair bit of tradecraft, but The Fugitive also has like the investigative stuff going on. It seems more like tradecraft and more like physicality and like kind of like counterintelligence, counter-espionage stuff he's doing, covering his back, running a lot.
The other thing I find annoying about this, which I think the TV series gets a good grip on, is because the TV series has the time and the scope to allow Reacher to get into these little vignette situations which are just demonstrating his character.
Yeah.
So again, we'll talk about it in the next one a lot. But in the first season, there's a recurring thing with a dog. And then the second season, there's a woman who's in the middle of a carjacking situation that he detects and just gets involved in. And there's a lot of that where Jack Reacher puts himself into harm's way because he wants to solve a moral good. It's at the end of the Jack Reacher movie in 2012, you get the sequence where you hear the man hit his girlfriend in the bus, and everyone else in the bus is ignoring it, and he gets up, and it's like the last shot of the movie. He gets up, and it cuts to black, and we don't see what happens next, but we know he's going to intervene, right? Because we're getting that voiceover. This is Guy. He was a cop, but he's not a cop anymore. He's like a force of nature.
Yeah.
And this movie abandons that entirely. There's no point in this film where Jack Reacher gets involved with someone else's life because it's the right thing to do. He's doing it because he's like either on the back foot or like he doesn't like pass by somebody in peril and help them out. And that sort of good Samaritan thing isn't what gets him in trouble, which annoys me. I think this would hang better as a movie if the inciting incident that got dragged into the pot in the first place was him putting himself into harm's way to help somebody else, where there was no gain for him. Where actually, on this occasion, it's because he's maybe got a bit of a they booty call situation happening with this Major Turner, and then he gets there and finds out that she's been knocked up, and then he just gets himself involved because he's being nosy. But he's not putting himself in harm's way, which I think is the critical Jack Reacher thing. Like the penalty for getting involved has to be like physical violence or his way of life being upended. And in this case, he just gets involved, but he's already got allies on the inside, with that Sergeant Leach and everything. And he's just kind of like being a bit nosy. He's Miss Marpling it rather than Jack Reachering it.
Yeah. A better way to start off a sequel. And again, I know we're given like kind of outcomes that can't really happen because all of these films are based on novels, but if we were in terms of creating an original story, I know we've like kind of wargamed this idea that a better sequel would have been the one with the human trafficking, he said, giving it a Friends TV show episode title. But if the sequel began immediately where the first one finished, and he's just beating the fucking tar out of some guy on a Greyhound bus, and then that sets off a series of events that leads him to break up a human trafficking ring, that would have been fucking cinema. That would have been a good sequel. It would have retained the tone. It would have thrown us again straight into his propensity for fucking spectacular violence. It would have shown him, it would have set out its stall early as this is a guy who, is going to fight for natural justice outside the criminal justice setting.
Mm-hmm.
And I just think that would have been a better film.
Agreed.
I cede my time.
Cool. Final point on Jack Reacher, never go back. I mentioned earlier on Lee Child's cameos. He is a TSA agent in this one, in the airport.
Amazing. He just wants to be a cop. He just wants to wear fucking uniforms and batons and shit.
Give me a uniform, a funny hat, and a desk to stand behind.
Yeah. It's just funny because that means that apart from being English, Lee Child also has something in common with Colin Dexter, and therefore that means that I guess Jack Reacher and Inspector Morse have got something in common in that their respective creators just want to be in all the films.
Fucking amazing.
I
like how fucking Clive Cussler used to write himself into all his Dirk Pitt novels as Clive Cussler.
That's fantastic. Like Stephen King, like putting himself in the Dark Tower.
Fucking legit. Leading on like we usually do with casting, so Meg was absolutely correct that the caliber of actors and bankability of the cast, very different game between the two films. Pulling my notes here. Obviously, Rosamund Pike, most English actress in the world ever.
we love Rosamund Pike on this podcast.
We
and
love
don't have
Rosamund Pike.
a bad word said about her.
There was not a bad word said about her at all. She English maxes. She's brilliant.
Wonderful.
So her career began with a TV movie called A Rather English Marriage. Have we heard about this film? Because this plot actually sounds brilliant. A squadron leader and a retired milkman decide to bury their differences and move in together after they are both widowed on the same night. They become a companionable, if odd, couple until their unlikely friendship is threatened by the arrival of an alluring woman with a hidden agenda. She's a bit player in this film. Features a stalwartsman Albert Finney, Tom Courtenay, Joanna Lumley, who presumably has both allure and a hidden agenda. This sounds like a Sunday afternoon comfort movie, man. This sounds brilliant.
Oh, that's great.
She's Bond maxed.
She has
played
indeed.
Miranda Frost in Die Another Day.
Die Another Day, yeah.
Is that an okay Bond film? Because I've not seen it.
No, it's Turbo Pants. But
yes,
she's great at it. And man, who plays the Bond villain? So she's like the girlfriend of like this English villain guy. He's the guy from Black Sails. Toby Stevens.
She's also, speaking of Bond maxing, a good Bond film is Goldfinger. She was in the radio play of Goldfinger playing Pussy Galore.
Cool. She's perfect for that, I would have thought.
She played Lady Penelope in Thunderbirds of Go, because of course she did. Could you imagine anybody other than her being Lady fucking Penelope? Amazing.
Perfect.
And she had a real heater run as Moomin Mama in Moomin Valley.
Perfect. Yeah.
2019 to 2024. She's versatile. She's cool.
Underrated.
Underrated. I liked her a lot.
I'll tell you, look up a YouTube compilation of her Moomin Mama quotes, and they're fantastic. She's genuinely hilarious at it. You've missed out, obviously, her big player, which is Gone Girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely incredible as amazing Amy Dunn in that movie. Just absolutely chilling. I think that's what kind of brought her big time to American audiences.
David Oyelowo. This guy is cool as fuck. This guy's done some really great period movie work quite recently. Played Martin Luther King in Selma back in 2014. On the small screen, he played the Old West's legendary lawman Bass Reeves in the miniseries Lawmen Bass Reeves. He was in Red Tails, Steven Spielberg Tuskegee Airmen film that I watched after some strange activity happened in my living room when I tried to watch Robert Eggers' The Witch for the first time and turned it off and watched something. Dude, seriously, I was watching Robert Eggers' The Witch, right? And it comes to a pivotal point and a bunch of fucking books like flew off my shelves. I'm like, fuck this. I'm on my own. Watching I'm putting on Red Tails, and it's like, stick Red Tails in, and it just opens up with a standard Steven Spielberg black screen, some blue text comes on of just some really fucking racist content, and it's like, oh my god, yikes.
Wow.
But yeah, so Red Tails I found like to be a pretty fucking fun film. He was in Spooks Interactive, the Spooks video game.
I have not played that.
I didn't know it existed, man. This was like in like 2014 or 15 as well. It's like, this is past the point when a video game needed interactive in its title. This has horrible edutainment vibes about.
That's what I was going to use, yeah.
Doesn't it? God awful edutainment vibes about it. It's like, it's breaking my brain. He's rumored to be playing the Rocketeer in The Return of the Rocketeer, currently in pre-production. Are you guys fans of the Rocketeer? Are you guys Rocketeer Max?
You know I Rocketeer Max, man.
Yeah,
man. Of course I Rocketeer Max. Part of that informal trilogy in the 90s, isn't it? Of The Shadow, The Phantom, and The Rocketeer.
Oh, fucking, you know what? Now
unofficial
that's
cool
a film
30s.
festival.
Yeah.
That's a fucking movie night, man, honestly. I mean, The Phantom deserved better than the film he got, but also the film he got wasn't terrible.
Wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
Pretty good. If you watch it in black and white, looks amazing, actually.
Ooh, fucking get in. Richard Jenkins was truly in scumbag mode for this film, and I liked his work a lot. This guy, Vice Max, he was in 2 episodes of Miami Vice. Once again, he was doing the thing we love from the 1980s casting, when he played 2 completely different characters. He was also in a film called Afterburn, a drama, a 1992 TV movie. He played a character called Action Rider. That's Rider spelled with a Y, baby.
Yes.
Do you want to hear the plot of this film?
Why not?
An Air Force widow takes on the United States military and the manufacturer of the F-16 fighter aircraft that claimed her husband to expose a cover-up that blames the accident on pilot error. How are we fitting a guy called Action fucking Rider into what sounds like a courtroom drama?
Or a legal drama about the
Yeah,
fighter
what-
bomber
what-
aircraft, the F-16.
Yeah, Jesus. Oh my God. Of course, perfect casting of Werner goddamn Herzog as Zach.
Oof.
That means prisoner.
Perfect.
This film is one of his 4 known fors on IMDb.
That's
Guess the
wild.
other 3.
As an actor, I guess, rather than
Yeah.
as a director.
I would like you to try and guess the other 3.
Okay, so one is going to be The Mandalorian.
Mm.
I would like to see the baby. Is one of them? God, what could they be? Is that clip where he's describing the penguin who's marching off to death? That should be on there.
But why?
But why? He will surely die.
Can you
I think
sleep paralysis demon was him? He will surely die. But also,
Yeah.
keep going, keep guessing. And I'll tell you how fucking
Just
wrong
imagine
you
that.
are.
Hello, Michael. I know that you clearly need the toilet right now, but you cannot get up. You will surely piss the bed.
It's almost bad as having like fucking Slavoj Zizek as your sleep paralysis demon. Rory, you will stay in your bed and not move because of ideologies. And he does that sniffing sound that I've tried to do in a previous fucking impression that I did of Zizek, but it was cut out of this. It was cut out of the episode by this software.
Oh, you are a pervert, Rory, but it is okay. I am pervert too.
My man Zizek, fuck me.
Wonderful stuff. I think Instagram, known for Instagram, would be suitable for Werner Herzog.
Werner Herzog is known for Grizzly Man, Fitzcarraldo,
Obviously.
Aguirre.
We made a Fitzcarraldo joke a few weeks ago, didn't we?
We did. And
Can
this
you
film.
just imagine the incredible footage of Werner Herzog having to argue with Klaus Kinski?
Amazing. All of it.
Incredible.
I made a very good Fitzcarraldo joke on the my letterboxed review of Paddington 3, Paddington in Peru.
Incredible. I wonder what that was.
You will go into the river and you will talk to the natives.
You know what? He's also got more penguin content than just like narrating the inevitable icy death of a penguin. He was in the Penguins of Madagascar.
Of course he was.
He played the director in the Penguins of Madagascar.
Kowalski.
He is
great stuff.
Yeah, he is just finishing directing a film called Bucking Fastard. That's Bucking Fastard.
Yeah.
He voiced Herman Goring in the US and the Holocaust documentary. He's made four guest appearances on The Simpsons, including one as himself.
What were the
That's
other
fucking
three?
amazing.
One as himself, I understand. Like
I didn't
fucking
look that deep
Gore
into it,
Vidal
but
was on
it's
as himself
wild.
once. Yeah.
That's wild. And of course, The Mandalorian. He's made appearances as himself in both American Dad and The Boondocks. And I think he's got the best IMDb acting credit for anyone we've talked about so far. He played Hand and Feet in Box of Rats, brackets uncredited, from 1979 Nosferatu the Vampire.
Oh, which you directed, of course. Wow,
Yeah,
Hand and Feet of Box of Rats.
Now it's making me think of that one Simpsons episode when Lisa Simpson's like, Nosferatu, that's vampire! And it's like, has he had a finger in the pie of the Simpsons? Gross. Sorry.
Okay, so first of all,
has he had a hand in this show more than before?
Fucking pisses me off that she's using the wrong German article.
I imagined it would. It even pissed me off a little bit.
Wow.
Obviously,
Especially
you know,
since they might make her whole thing being a smartass.
smart and stuff, and then she fucks up. It's like
She would know better.
she fucked it.
I think you can all agree that
Fuck
Lisa
it.
Simpson sucks.
I mean, I haven't met a single person who plays the sax and doesn't. I feel like a major character trait you need to have to play that instrument is willingness to be annoying as shit.
I was going to get offended for great sax players in the world there, but I could only think of a handful, and they're all probably quite annoying people to be around.
I mean,
My dad recently acquired one, and it's It's the one thing that is worse than a bagpipe.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Right.
You can hear it fucking everywhere.
Right.
Yeah.
You've got that woman from the Zootons. She's probably hard work.
Yeah.
Right. You've got. You had David Bowie, rest his soul. He was probably quite hard work to be around sometimes, especially like during the era he played the most sax, of course.
Yeah.
Modern Love era. Let's Dance. Okay. Let's keep going. Clarence Clements from the E Street Band. Right. Amazing saxophone player. Probably an incredible guy to rub pals with him. But I bet the E Street Band as a collective were annoying as shit to be around if you were one of their gang. Throwing out some hot takes here.
Yeah, very hot
takes.
takes.
Who else we got?
Jerry Rafferty. Jerry Rafferty.
Right, yeah. Jerry Rafferty. Right. I don't need to write a chorus for my song. I'll just do some more saxophone. Yeah. Okay. Bullshit.
Fucking
right. Everyone else is
bullshit.
writing choruses. Jerry Rafferty, write a chorus.
Yeah.
No one even says Baker Street. Say Baker Street.
Say Baker Street, motherfucker. Say it. Say it. I can't think of any other really. I mean, I'm not so much a jazz guy.
I mean, there are some great jazz players out there who probably Stan Getz. I don't know what he was like as a person. Let's not include them. That's not fun.
Yeah.
I think I hit the tone right when I said that woman from the Zootons.
That one from the Zootons, yeah. Jack Black playing his fucking toy saxoboom on stage. I think that's kind of up there.
That's a good one.
Yeah. We really came for saxophonists, and then we kind of had to retool. Saxophone. Yeah, fucking hell. Bleeding Gums Murphy from The Simpsons was a cool sax player. He was cooler than Lisa was, right?
Cool, Lisa sax.
Yeah.
Right.
Welcome to the Lisa Hate podcast. Fuck Lisa. Fucking goddamn liberal.
What are you guys doing tonight? Oh, nothing. We've just got an hour of getting mad at a cartoon child schedule.
Just trash talking Lisa Simpson. I tell you what pissed me off. Paul McCartney and Linda McCartney. That episode where she was hanging out with them two.
Oh,
fuck off. Can't be bothered with this, man. The moral proselytizing we get from Lisa Simpson every opportunity. Don't pretend that you're not in a part of the TV establishment, Lisa Simpson. You're as bad as anybody else.
Yeah.
The champagne socialist.
Were you on the island, Lisa? Were you on the island? Are you in the files? Who's covering for you?
I mean, she's got ties to Stephen Hawking.
Yeah. She becomes president in one episode of The Simpsons.
I wonder how that happened.
Fucking
emails.
Yeah. Fucking few people are untarnished by that, right? Jesus fucking Christ, we went deep on that. Anyway, back to the movie. Kobe Smulders.
Yes.
Mike, she's in The Lincoln Lawyer, and you're a big fan of that, right? She's in one episode of The Lincoln Lawyer?
She's just appeared in the cliffhanger of the 4th season.
Which means she's probably coming back in the next season, right?
Yeah, she's just revealed herself to be, and this is where the canon of the show, The Lincoln Lawyer on Netflix, and the Michael Connolly canon, and therefore the canon of the Bosch show diverges. Because
Divergence.
Yeah, because she reveals herself to be Mickey's half sister in the cliffhanger of the latest season of The Lincoln Lawyer. But do you know who, of course, is Mickey Holler's actual half brother in the canon? Hieronymus Bosch.
Whoa!
Right,
Bosch mentioned fucking many times now already.
So is she Bosch in this version of it? Who knows?
Holy fucking shit, man!
Yeah.
So is this another show that I have to watch to get into the Bosch verse? Because I've now started watching Ballard.
Yes, get in.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, man. Yeah, you've got to get into this. So it's a different continuity. It's funner. It's more frothier. I think Emma might enjoy it more than because Bosch gets a bit heavy at times.
That's fine. She fucking loved Bosch. So she was in. Oh my god, she was in Secret Invasion, the TV series.
Yeah, it's not
the Marvel one. No, I never watched it.
So she's obviously in the Marvel-verse. She's in the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and everything, and the Avengers and stuff.
You see, man, I made it through 2 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and then kind of dipped.
I didn't watch it, but I was aware of it.
Yeah.
She's in the TV series of The Secret Invasion for like a couple of episodes, and then she leaves for reasons.
Right.
I don't want to spoil it for anybody.
That's okay. Hit a run in How I Met Your Mother.
Robin Sparkles.
Series. Yeah.
Let's go to the mall.
Let's
sand
go to the
castles
mall.
in the sand. Yeah.
Yes. Is Sandy aware of this particular piece of work? Because I remember just these particular tracks, Mike, you and I listened to them a lot back in
did.
the day.
Back
We
in the
did.
day.
Back
So,
in the day.
Sonia, How I Met Your Mother was a TV sitcom. I don't know if you're aware of it. That ran in the noughties and is extremely dated to that time period, into the tens. And her character, Robin Scherbatsky, is a Canadian amongst the group of American friends, and being from Canada, she was also like a teen pop star, which is like revealed as like a shameful secret that like no one else knew about. And she's very Tiffany coded. Like her one big song is like "Let's Go to the Mall," and it's all filmed in a mall, which is a direct parody of Tiffany's "I Think We're Alone Now." But the song is actually a banger and is hilarious. And yeah, we'll put it over this, so when you watch the episode back, you can hear it.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, going through our body work as well. She was immediately after this. She was in the TV series, a series of unfortunate events. Again, a TV series I had no idea existed. Yeah, should Marvel Max, obviously Arrested Development. She's done so much TV. It's crazy. I mean, she really is like TV maxing. Samantha Reacher, that's my name. Slides down the sand dune. My parents sold me for booze money because I'm Ray. She's in the American version of Shameless. Her first role was in the 2004 Stepford Wives remake, playing Child in Town Fair.
Amazing.
She was in 30 Rock.
She was in 30 Rock. I just saw that, uncredited.
Yeah.
She was in one episode of Chicago PD.
Holt McCallany or McElhaney. I do not know how to pronounce it. All I know is he was in motherfucking Mindhunter.
Mindhunter. Amazing. He's so good at that.
And I found out last night that Mindhunter is actually not getting a season 3. So I'm really fucking upset. And I punched loads of holes in the drywall.
That's where I first saw him. I think he's fantastic in that. And he's really... Have you seen The Iron Claw?
You've talked about it before, but I've not seen it. Is he good in that?
He's fantastic. He's like the father of the family.
Yeah.
Of those wrestlers, and he was absolutely fantastic.
Yes, fucking get in. Guy got his first acting break. Hey, he's one of these guys who's come through the sitcom and soap opera pipeline. All My Children. He was in then straight away into the film Creepshow 2. He's in a movie called Blue Jean Cop. And he played a guy credited as Roadblock Officer. Alien 3.
Yeah, that sounds right. I didn't remember him.
Shit.
Yeah.
He was in...
That explains the David Fincher connection for Mindhunter, though.
Yeah, doesn't it? Started a Thriller Max in 1997, playing a character called Appleton in The Peacemaker. He was in a film called The Advocate's Devil. That's The Advocate's Devil, not the other way around. A TV movie playing a guy called Joe Campbell. I need to find out stories about this film because didn't this come out in like the same year as Devil's Advocate? Like, is this like a fucking TV twin of Devil's Advocate? Because that was 1997 as well, right?
Yeah, it was, yeah.
A charismatic basketball star, Holt McElhaney. Yeah, he's the star of it. Is accused of rape. Oh, fuck. A lawyer, Ken Olin, in need of a big win, is brought in to get the star off. Phrasing. Fucking phrasing.
I'd have been on a lot of guys up for the role.
The lawyer wins the case, but along the way he discovers that the player may not be as innocent as he leads on to the public. Then things get worse. What the fuck? Then things get worse when he discovers the player has led his teenage daughter to a hotel for a special birthday party for her. What the fuck? That sounds harrowing.
Special after school special kind of vibe.
That sounds harrowing, man. Fucking hell. The Advocate's Devil. Good grief. As you said, The Iron Claw, 2023. Fritz von Erich. Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning.
Yeah.
2025. Was he good in that?
He had like half a dozen lines. He's barely in it.
Jeez. He's in busy 2025. Guru, Safe House, The Roughneck. He was in the show The Waterfront, Martyr of Gowanus, because the Gowanus Canal has herpes.
Gonorrhea.
Has gonorrhea.
Gonorrhea.
You got me, gonorrhea. Fuck. Obviously, Mission Impossible, The Final Reckoning, The Amateur, Lincoln Lawyer again. Jeez.
Love Lincoln Lawyer.
Yeah. So yeah, this guy again. it's a very TV casted kind of film, isn't it? We're going to spin the wheel of directors next, Sanya.
How would this have gone down if it was directed by Neil Breen?
How this has gone down was directed by Werner Herzog. Actually, I'm going to
I
fucking add
would
him to
have
this.
liked to see Jack Reacher. No matter how many throwaway disposable phones we give him, he will immediately dispose of them and get onto the next Greyhound bus.
But why? fucking. We're going to spin the wheel of directors for the first movie first. We're going to spin the wheel of directors, a thrilling game where anything can fucking happen with clear and present dudes. And we spin an electronic online wheel to see which director of a previously covered clear and present dudes movie would be directing in our Mind Palace. Jack Reacher. Let's go.
Wheel spins. It's red. Rich Lee, War of the Worlds.
Oh my god.
Right.
How is it Jack Reacher if there was no action?
Oh my god.
How does Jack Reacher, a man with no possessions, get involved in a screen life film? How does it...
He uses that one shitty phone that he somehow gets in like the second film and just plays Snake on it all day.
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
And somehow that's how he solves the crimes.
I have
Jesus.
an idea. It's the exact same thing. He gets into bar fights and whatnot, but he's on a video call the entire time.
That's actually class.
Some guy telling him what to do at the other end, and he's like, I'm a little busy here.
It's like fucking, to like honestly stay with the like screen life thing. He just like opens up as like early tunes, beat our laptop and just right clicks, solve crime.
Yeah.
And the crime is fucking solved because he just solves it with a right click, man.
Yeah, man. This does highlight like a key weakness of Jack Reacher's whole premise, because he's meant to be this incredible investigator, but he doesn't own a camera. He never takes any forensic information.
Yeah. He doesn't own a fucking notepad.
He doesn't own a notepad. He literally just puts it together in his brain.
Yeah.
You get like that one sequence in Jack Reacher where he's talking about like, so what did you learn about all the victims? And she's talking about all the different victims in their lives. And then at the start of it, like a fucking bit of close-up magic, he writes in the a post-it and going, what's this? It's the motive. But don't open it. Just hang on to that. Right. Okay. Yeah. This is a victim.
Is
this
it
is a victim.
the three of clubs?
Now open your post-it note. Yeah. Yeah.
He like, fucking throws it at the window and like it turns into the fucking seven of hearts on the other side of the window. Can you imagine?
This is like when David Blaine's in Harrison Ford's house and he's doing a close-up magic trick to Harrison Ford. Gives him like, pick a card, any card. Remember your card. Don't tell me your card. And he's like, right, here's a knife. Cut open that orange, and inside the orange is the card. And like Harrison Ford's like, get the fuck out of my house.
He is our guy. He is hashtag our guy.
So funny.
Fucking hell, man.
Yeah, and the people in the background like, what's going on? It's so random.
It's just David Blaine again. He got in somehow. He magicked his way past the fucking attack dogs.
Every time he comes to the window, you got to stop feeding him. Stop feeding David Blaine. He'll come in. You're encouraging him.
Don't give him food or attention. Please, both of these things sustain him. Food, attention, and money. Just cut all of them out. He'll move on to another, movie star. He'll go to Philip Seymour Hoffman's house.
Yeah. But to talk about a most egregious oversell of the military industrial complex is Reacher's ability to have like these incredible superhuman investigative skills where he can like out-resource like all the police and everybody else, even though he literally owns not a stitch. Like it just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, I mean the guy's brain's a fucking supercomputer, right? And but you're right, it's lack of sense. Okay, we're going to spin the wheel again for Jack Reacher. Never go back.
It spins. It's going red again. Ronald Neame, Meteor.
Ronald Neame, who did Meteor. Well, first of all, we're having a very vague fucking ticking clock, wouldn't it? Like Tuesday. Okay.
Yeah.
I would open with like a Tuesday.
Yeah,
Sean Connery was still alive at that point.
Still Reacher. It would just need to say like a day because it doesn't give a shit which day it is.
Yeah.
It would have just
I think you'll find
You-
that details matter.
Nah,
Details
in an
matter.
you would have
investigation.
sort of find a way to make a day more menacing every time it
Yeah.
comes up.
Yeah.
Well, like the climax happens in Mardi Gras, so like for no reason whatsoever, it would say 5 days to Mardi
Days
Gras.
till Mardi Gras. I'm like, okay, we got a whole game. What's
Well,
going to
here we
happen in Mardi
go.
Gras?
Don't know what's going to
Okay,
happen at Mardi
man.
Gras, but I'm excited for
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
And then, of course, because it's the guy who made Meteor, what do you know? He brings Sean Connery out of retirement for it.
Yes. Deceased
And-
Sean Connery.
Listen here.
And Sean Connery is the hunter.
That would be great, actually.
That would be fucking sick.
And he's still
Not
dressed
only
like he
uses
is
his
in
flex
Meteor.
yeah. Yes, just dressed
Kind of
like
like
he's
a bus
just dressed like
jacket
an
and like
informant from like a fucking blaxploitation movie. Kind
Yeah.
of guy who would get kicked around an alleyway, Reacharound till he was crying. You know, like that kind of outfit. You know, at
Mhm.
Halloween, because it's Halloween. It's not Mardi Gras. It's Halloween.
Halloween.
And we've seen better. It's like 7 days till Halloween. Fuck, is this a horror movie? Oh, what's
Hallows
going on
Eve.
here? Whoa,
Yeah.
All Hallows Eve. And like fucking, he finds it easy to like move around like New Orleans because he's dressed like a man from the 70s. And they're like, that's cool. That's fine. That's Nolan's, baby. That's Nola. And so Jack Reacher leading him there is actually unknowingly taking him to his like favoured kind of terrain.
I also like that Sean Connery, you can get away with like having Sean Connery explain to the person he's about to be violent with and as the audience exactly what he's doing because it sounds cool still coming from Sean
Yes.
Connery.
Oh my
He's like,
God.
I'm going to kill you with this phone so that they'll think it's Mr. Reacher. Bang, 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 bang. You're like, but it's
Yeah, like, and he's like, I'm not afraid of you. It's like, you will be. Fucking get
Mr.
him, man.
Reacher, are you in here in this kitchen, Mr. Reacher?
Yes, and like, because of like the age Sean Connery was, the age he was at the time that film was made, he wouldn't need to be super, super, super violent on screen. You could have him as more of a kind of hidden menace,
A menace.
sinister, looming hunter.
Yeah.
You see him just fucking moving through like the crowds on Halloween, slowly and with purpose. Because people notice Jack Reacher running, but they don't know, but they don't notice him walking.
Yeah. The type of Sean Connery physical performance I'm thinking of is when he has
Yeah.
that fight in the Presidio where he's like, I'm going to beat you using only my thumb. And he has that fight with that giant guy, and he just keeps using the guy's weight against him, and he just keeps like
Fucking amazing.
punching him with his thumb. Incredible fight scene. Yeah,
So
that's
fucking good.
that's what he's doing. Yeah,
Yeah, but with it being Ronald Neame from Meteor, he would have ended up doing what he did for like the special effects and getting like his cousin or whatever, or his like brother's roommate and like do all the miniature work, and it
Yeah.
just fucking sucks. And like when they're going through those like 84 rocket launchers at the end of it, like get the drugs out of them, it's just literal like rolls of wallpaper that have been like spray painted green and have like
Yeah.
rocket written on them in Sharpie, and rocket spelled wrong on 3 of them. It's like there's no time. And also, it's my cousin. You know, he does the special effects.
yeah.
He's an okay guy. His wife left him.
It's like sandwich bags with like plain flour come out of them.
Yeah, oh my God. Fucking amazing. And the the film,
Yeah,
much like Meteor, has a scene where everybody gets covered in liquid shit as well.
yeah.
Fucking grim.
That's the climactic fight.
Yes, the climactic fight is in the sewer for some reason. They go through all this wonderful, like, kind of geography of, like, fight scenes and stuff, and they go through some, like, fantastic opportunities, like the fucking skyline and, like, the, like, backs of all these, like, tenement buildings and the possibility of, like, great action around, like, the moving floats and like, the tight crowds and stuff. And then, for some reason, they go into the sewers, and there's some kind of a leak. You know,
Yeah.
It's like, Hurricane Katrina's happening. And
Fantastic. Yeah.
and there's this liquid shit raining on them. And then he beats Sean Connery, a much older man than him, to death. With his bare hands. With his bare fucking hands.
Mr. Reacher, you're hurting me.
Fuck me, man.
Oh God, I love that. And
Shall
then like
we-
the end of the movie is like the same as the end of the Meteor, where like it's a big crowd of everyone getting on, watching them get onto the plane and like waving goodbye.
Yes.
Except it's obviously he starts to hitch a ride, so everyone's just stood outside this girls' school, all going like, well done, Mr. Reacher. Thank you, Mr.
Yeah.
Reacher. Here's a baseball bat, Mr. Reacher. And then, like, as he's about to throw away, they like pitch a ball. He hits it,
Yeah.
hits a homer, then sticks his thumb out, and he's like, "Bye, everybody."
And it ends. It ends on a freeze frame.
Into the freeze frame, yeah. Oh,
Ends on a
perfect.
freeze frame. I have brought in a category here that's only for this movie. And this is called Mean Posts About Tom Cruise, Jack Reacher. This is some really, really creative titling. I've just been going through reddit.com and just once again using other people's hard work. Okay. A thread here. Unpopular opinion. I like Tom Cruise's... Pardon?
Sorry, is this whole bit you're just going to read out other people's mean comments about Tom Cruise?
Kinda. Unpopular opinion.
Just want to know what we're getting into.
Unpopular opinion. I like Tom Cruise's Reacher more. I understand how the show is more accurate to the material, I get it, but if I'm completely honest, the majority of the audience hasn't even read the books, and most of us know Reacher through the movies. While I respect Alan for doing a great job, yeah, I bet it was huge. In the series for the accurate portrayal, I did enjoy Tom's character much more. He seemed more humanly and less on the spectrum. Fuck you. More charismatic because he spoke more, and, you know, less like a robot. Double fuck you. Maybe it was a different take from the books, but in the end, it's what you enjoy, and I enjoyed Tom's character much more than Alan's. Response: you might like Jamie Oliver's paella. Doesn't mean it's actually paella.
So the first one there was actually a defense of Tom Cruise, kind of.
You're absolutely right. This is unpopular. Someone responds with the Dr. Evil, how about no gif? And someone says Tom Cruise trying to be Reacher is quite sad. We'll have someone putting their head above the parapet saying, and this is a new thread, Tom Cruise crushes that role. The movie is a much better version of the character. I think the series is underwhelming in comparison. Am I in the minority? Wow, Tom Cruise is on Reddit. You wrong, Thad Castle kills it. Someone there responds, pocket pussy Reacher. That's a brand new sentence. I have never heard.
What does that mean?
Tom Hardy, who's 5'9", played Bane. Why does no one complain about that?
Because I was going to say Bane's not real, like Jack Reacher's real.
There isn't 50 tall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bane walked hugely from the huge dome to the huge chamber. I'm fucking massive, he said. Look how fucking big I am.
Isn't Bane...
Because Bane didn't adopt the smallness when he was discussed after he played Reacher. He was born in it, molded by it. He didn't see a box to stand on until he was already a man.
Wow. Box to stand on. Incredible. Fucking incredible. No matter how good of an actor he is, he's wrong for the role. Peter Dinklage is a phenomenal actor, but he wouldn't make a good Reacher. Come on!
I'd watch the Peter Dinklage
Come the fuck
Jack
on!
Reacher movie.
Yeah. And the OP with -9 fucking downvotes. Yeah, I got down-duted. You don't have a point because a better actor plays the role better. Tom Cruise can still be a badass military veteran. Another weird biased point of view. Response: not if a major part of the character is that he's physically huge. Fucking amazing. So yeah, there you go. There's some very spicy opinions about his.
Are you going to next time? Are we going to get the opposite take and get any mean comments about Alan Ritchson, or do they not exist?
I think if you make a mean comment about Alan Richardson, he comes to your house and walks like a fucking dog in front of your kids, just brays you, knocks the shit out of you, humiliates you, kills your fucking soul with his fists while your children adopt themselves to him.
I heard he was a really nice guy.
But yeah, but it's like standing in front of his motorbike, right?
Mm.
No, I'm sure. I'm sure he doesn't care if people diss him online, but I don't think many people fucking do. Right.
I bet the people who do it don't do it to his face.
Oh, yeah. That's fucking... You know what I fucking really hate? Alan Richardson's fucking one-dimensional, stupid performance of he's right behind me, isn't he? But yeah, how would this have gone down in Germany, putting it right out there? You set yourself up for this, Sandy, by talking about your military piece. How would this go down in Germany?
before we find out for ourselves.
I hate how that actually exists.
Yeah.
Well,
So what kind of right? So you've got like a retired military policeman who is living off the grid as best he can, taking the bus around places in Germany.
okay, so first thing is, if you've got a retired major in Germany, you know he was retired or something went wrong, because we don't put people in for life. They are usually on a contract that lasts until you're a captain, and then you either become a lifer or you leave.
Right.
Oh.
So if you're
Back up.
a military police major,
Yeah.
former, unless he's a reserve officer, something got get up.
And details matter.
I do think that the backstory for Reacher is also doesn't really add up. Like, it's pretty unusual what he's done.
I mean, fair enough. Also, travel annoying than having to do that, to be honest.
I mean, I think traveling by a bus in America is like on the crack.
Yeah, but there's like long distance buses. We don't do that. There's like 3 Flixbus routes, and that's it.
So Germany
Because
has
we actually
no
do have
megabus.
trains.
So Germany
Unlike
has
the
no
United
analog to the
States. No, we don't have Greyhound buses that just take you
the
from...
megabus.
So the main difference is that
So
Jack Reacher.
Jack Reacher is a reserve officer.
Hans Reacher is taking the train.
Hans Reacher is taking the train for free because he's in his uniform.
So he's not off the grid at all, then he's like highly fucking noticeable.
Yeah, he's also a cunt.
So he uses a
reserve
G36
officers
then.
just tend to be for some reason. He's very autistic, which in Germany no one would notice. He's taller than 6 feet, which again in Germany nobody would care about. We've got an autistic large guy.
Another one.
Yeah, that is our whole thing as a nation. We have autistic tall guys.
This is getting out of hand. Now there's 20 million of them.
Yeah, who the fuck is Jack Reacher?
So what would happen if Jack Reacher went to Bavaria?
Well, they will probably call him a shit Prussian, because everyone who's not from Bavaria is a shit Prussian to Bavarians, but that's because Bavarians are fucking weird. But also, he wouldn't have, like, the legal jurisdiction or anything, or any... You wouldn't get access to anything. Nobody talks to you because you used to be a major. You know, that's a thing that keeps happening in American culture. That, oh, like in the Reacher series, I see you tie your bootlaces the way the army taught you.
Yeah.
No, it's a fucking Germany. Oh, you used to do 4 years national service. Congratulations, get back to the back of the line.
Oh, I see you've put on your stillsuit desert fashion, Jack Reacher.
Yeah, no, listen
It
here.
just seemed the correct way.
I was in the army. You know what we do with people who say that? We film them and make fun of them online.
Yeah, that's a major difference, isn't it, between Europe and America? Is that sort of veteran? Well, America talks a big game about look after veterans, doesn't it? I don't think it actually does, but the talks a big game about like thank you for your service and all that kind of shit. Obviously, I don't think they actually are looked after by their network. But yeah, I think you're right. I think Jack Reacher gets a lot more access in America because people have a lot more referent kind of like deference to him just because he was a ex-army. Whereas
I think
over here, no one gives a fuck. No one gives a flying fuck.
Jack Reacher in Germany would be him trying to take the train in uniform, but he's not on active duty because he's a reserve officer, so he's not allowed to do that. So the first thing that would happen to Jack Reacher would be arrested by the actual still serving MPs for doing something out of regs, and that's the film.
Well, then he breaks their arms.
Yeah, and then he gets arrested by the regular police who are all also 6'5" and don't care that he's tall. And then the film's over.
Can Werner Herzog be in the film?
I mean, yeah, he can be like the train conductor.
Yeah, if he wants.
If he wants.
Who speaks passable English but has a horrible accent. Yes, this is the express train from Munich to Hamburg. But also, I would like to see the ticket.
Oh my god!
Incredible scenes. How about the VHS and the mess test? Do you want to do each of these films on block as like a kind of movie night for the mess, barracks, wardroom, whatever
I've
of
done
a
this.
military vessel or base.
I think I might have actually done this. I think we've definitely watched the first one in the mess once. It went down all right. I think most of it was people going, "Oh, he's too short to be Reacher." You know, the Reacher in the books, he's like 6'5". This guy's really tiny, isn't he? Basically, that's the conversation we've already had.
No real additions to that. I mean, I brought up the series. I can't see the other two people really going for it with those two. Just, at least for me, doesn't develop the sort of traction you want a film to have it going with a group of people.
I've got a confession to make.
Yeah.
To help me generate some notes for the podcast and keep it on track, I used generative AI, which I know is really, really bad. However, what it has also done is I've not used like any of the content, I've just used the headings, but this has provided some content. Would you like to hear what ChatGPT would have thought how this would have went down in Germany?
Oh, God. Yes, please.
Oh, God.
Prepare yourself, Sanye. In Germany, Cruise Reacher would have had slightly better odds than Book Reacher because he is less visually alarming, but the lifestyle still collapses immediately. No fixed address, no phone, cash transactions, repeated violent incidents, unexplained travel, and a habit of walking away from crime scenes would all generate a level of paperwork that even Reacher could not headbutt. Germany defeats Reacher with registration requirements, transport records, and the phrase, "that is not the correct form."
Fuck me.
Is ChatGPT aware that Germans will defend their right to use cash to pay for shit with arms? That is possibly the one thing Germans might start an actual ongoing revolution about.
Oh my God. Add to your algorithm, cash is king. Roger.
Cash is king. Amazing.
Which allows you still to buy train tickets without having to actually register for them. So, in theory, he might get around like that. No fixed address might be a problem, yes.
It should be a problem in America, but apparently gets
I just...
Especially Rambo, isn't
America makes having an ID to be able to vote a problem somehow. Which is a weird fucking thing to me.
And they have the temerity to call it the Save America Act.
Do people just show up to the ballot and go, "Yeah, I'm John Doe. I would like 10 ballots, please"?
It's not just that. So you're meant to have ID already. What they want is to have two matching sets of ID, which means anyone who's been married has to go through the whole process of explaining why they've got a married name versus the name that's on their birth certificate. And also it's difficult for people to get two sets of ID. It's just they're making it difficult for people who are on the edge thinking about voting from voting.
Yeah,
that's what they're trying to do.
It fucking sucks.
This whole country is stupid.
Yeah, it's fucked.
Yeah. So would this film do better with Dr. Jack Ryan, Dr. Richard Kimball, or President James Marshall?
Okay, yeah.
The Harrison Ford question.
I love the Harrison Ford question. Right, okay. Let's just take them my turn. So in the first Jack Reacher movie, I think because of the amount of investigative work required, Dr. Jack Ryan would be pretty good at the first stuff, at the beginning stuff, doing the investigation. Where Jack Ryan fucks up is that the quarry, he's not much good.
Yeah.
Like I think he's pinned down behind those cement blocks, and he doesn't make it any further than that.
Yeah.
Tell you what he doesn't do as well. He doesn't let the ego get in the way when he's having that fight with Jai Courtney and throws his gun down so they can have a fist fight.
Yeah, absolutely not.
In Never Go Back, Dr. Richard Kimball obviously comes to the fore because it's a fugitive story.
Yeah.
And who's better than being a fugitive than Dr. Richard Kimball? So he's thinking outside the box. He's changing his appearance. He's stealing food. He's counter-investigating during the escape. Again, he's probably not beating a man to death, though.
No.
Yeah, I think Richard Kimball has more faith in the justice system.
The closest he comes to beating a man to death is when he brays that guy's one-armed man's head against the train wall.
Knocks him out. Yeah.
President James Marshall would have had influence on this film, because I think President James Marshall would have won in Afghanistan. There'd be no need for any kind of messy drawdown. He would have just fucking won somehow. President
Mission
James
accomplished.
Marshall walking into Kabul himself, big swinging dick Jimmy Marshall, Mac 10 in each hand. Get off my fucking plane. Get off my fucking Eurasian continent. Fuck you. Taliban, Taliban, you're Taliban from life. Jimmy Marshall would have fucking won Afghanistan. No drawdown.
Jimmy Marshall.
Nothing. Jimmy Marshall.
Jimmy Marshall walks up to that general who's the contractor, punches him square in the face.
Yeah.
And that's how he gets a confession. And then they open the cases as well, looking for the drugs.
That's fucking amazing, man. President James fucking Marshall, honestly. Yeah, he's the man we need.
James
right
Marshall's
now.
like, get off my bus.
Get off my bus. Oh, fucking amazing. The Peter Falk question: where are we going to deploy Columbo into these films? Where are we going to put a scruggly guy with his long-winded stories and his just one last question?
He could have done the Robert Duvall role as the gun range owner. That could have been fun.
He couldn't have done the whole keeping one eye shut to preserve his night vision thing, though.
To preserve his night vision, yeah.
I mean, he could
Why
have
are you
done
looking at me? I'm preserving all my vision.
all my vision. I mean, if he played it for laughs, he could have done it. He's just fucking...
He takes it out and puts it in his pocket. Preserving my night vision.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I love that, actually. I would feel so safe with Columbo with a fucking scoped M14 laying down hate on my enemies, honestly. This is like the closest thing, like holy intercession you could get for me. Like knowing that Columbo's up on an elevated spot, just dropping fucking bricks on your enemies, man. I love that shit.
Yeah, that'd been class.
Fucking guardian fucking angel, man, in a dirty trench coat.
I love it. You could have been a heel as well. You could have played Rosamund Pike's dad.
Could have been the Zek?
Or he could have been the Zek.
Holy shit.
Oh, he'd have been great as a Zek.
Man.
Yeah.
My gulag wife always said.
There is just one more thing I need you to bite your fingers off.
Incredible scenes. I fucking love it. This one's getting notes in peanut gallery when Rory's a very lazy son of a bitch, and he just gets people who make funny reviews on Letterboxd to create his content. We're starting with reviews of Jack Reacher 2012. 3 stars. Tom Cruise nearly beats a man to death with another man's head. In the novels, Jack Reacher stands 6'5" tall. In real life, Tom Cruise stands 5'10" tall. Bullshit. When he's standing on a box, that's more right. Was Tom Cruise the right man to play Jack Reacher? Of course he was. He's Tom fucking Cruise. 5 stars from Ben David Grabinski. I'm tired of pretending like this movie isn't a masterpiece. I'm going to find some painfully nasty reviews. I have never been so bored taking the Cruise pill as I am right now. The one thing I loved was that scene where Jack was talking a guy through getting beat up, crying emoji. He looked so obviously 5'7" in this movie, which is great. Why was everyone throwing themselves at this mid-ass guy, bro? 2 skull emojis. This is the most unattractive he's been, besides like Les Grossman, and here are some quotes I had to mention. Passed around till a brother can't tell you fart from a yawn. I'm so sorry, what? Well, nobody said whore, she inferred hooker, but I meant slut. Okay. 8. You think? All the time, you should try it. What a smart ass, 2 question marks. This movie has such little dialogue, I went a solid 20 minutes without hearing a single word spoken. I was so bored. I give this 1 sniper victim out of 5.
Wow.
From this very verbose one to a much shorter 4-word review from someone named D. Selvins, 1 star. I hate my family. Christopher McFlurry's got to be the most embarrassing director alive. Puts Ford versus Ferrari to shame on masculinity levels. Only saw this for the Herzog appearance and it did not disappoint. But it's a 1 star. It was as though some of the lines were written for him, or more plausibly, he was allowed to improvise. That said, how was his accent Russian? Another hilarious point for the US hegemony who believes that all European accents equal Russian from the propaganda their puny brains have been exposed to since day zero. Is this a Russian making this comment? The funniest thing, seeing a Tom Cruise produced movie is like reading a politician's memoir. Okay, that's actually a fucking bar. Jack Reacher 2 was probably the only film I'm guaranteed to like for the rest of the release year, but this is a review of the first Jack Reacher, so I don't fully understand. 4.5 stars, one of the only action pictures in the 21st century that can actually claim to be inspired by 70s paranoia thrillers. Fucking awesome stuff, says Jake Lawler. Fair one. Very fair one. You know what's great about this Jack Reacher? Aside from the fact that he's handsome, smart, strong, cool, and better than everyone he meets at everything, he's short too, like me. Thank you, Mo Shafiq. That's not an alt of mine. It's not a sock puppet. It's another short king out there. So big fucking respect.
Cool. Right. Okay, guys. That's brought us to the end of this first part of our Jack Reacharound, where we've dived deep into the Tom Cruise movies in the Jack Reacher franchise. I think we can all agree, or can we? I'll put it to the floor that Tom Cruise is a pretty good actor. Kind of had a decent-ish handle on the character, but I think for forces beyond his control, he just simply is the wrong guy for the job. And I think he was served by a poor sequel that didn't consolidate on the successes of the first one.
I would agree with that.
I think McFlurry should have stuck around for the second one.
Yeah, and as one reviewer said, pee-pee, poo-poo, butthole, fuck this movie.
Yeah.
Roger Ebert, man, what the fuck?
That's mad. Yeah, what the hell are you doing, Ghost of Pauline Kael? Cool. First of all, please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this, and get it in your feed. That's much appreciated. And come back and join us for part 2 of our Jack Reacharound, where we'll be diving into seasons 1, 2, and 3 of the Amazon TV series Reacher, starring Alan Ritson. Which the consensus there is he's a bigger dude and is therefore closer to the character. But we'll dive in deep and see how true that is on that next part. Until then, guys, we've been
Clear
and present dudes.